That was you? So quick.
Nix, I'm coming for you.
No, I'm about to get
Come on, no.
Oh.
Yeah, y'all niggas ass hell, boy. Shut your bitch ass
PlayStation ain't dead, dead. PlayStation ain't dead, dead. PlayStation ain't dead, dead. PlayStation ain't dead, dead. You and what I said. PlayStation ain't dead.
Hello. Good evening. Hi, good evening, everybody. This is the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast. I am Will. Over there. That's James. Below me is the radical one, Mr. Reggie. And over there in the corner, we got King Arakon Gaming, our guest this evening. Cag, aka Dave. And yeah, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Reggie
Welcome
talks
back,
fondly of you guys.
Yes.
Oh shit! You lying?
Even though they give me a hard time, man, I talk highly of you guys.
Dude, you give just as good as we as you get, so I don't want to hear it. If you'll notice, Sean is missing this evening. Sean, I told him not to watch because I didn't want him to see the hurt in my eyes. But he's not. He's feeling a little under the weather tonight, so we will be without his services. So Sean, get well soon.
Yeah, get well, Sean.
Yeah, get well. Son of a bitch. Anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, Sean is not. Sean's doped up on pills. Is what he is.
Yeah.
So, Keg, I've done my homework on you a little bit, watching your videos, and I noticed one thing is that you are an indiscriminate collector. Sega, PlayStation, Nintendo, Neo Geo, Xbox, you're all over the place. If it has pixels, you're up in it. Video game wise, is there anything you won't chase? Is there any console you're like, I don't get on that?
Well, first, thank you for looking me up. Thank you for checking out the channel. I really appreciate that. And no, there is absolutely nothing I won't check out when it comes to video games. I just have a huge passion for everything that is video games. So, nope, I'll definitely check out anything. I do usually stay away from like the Atari era.
Yeah, that's pretty old.
Yeah. But I don't go that deep, but yeah.
Yeah, but I met Cag 3 years ago, and he became a part of the Media Glitch crew. We all loved him immediately, so we all started doing streams together, like doing the whole COVID thing. And Cag showed his love for like a Neo Geo type stuff. That's one of his favorite systems of all time, next to the Genesis. He does a lot of unboxings, as you can see here. I mean, Cag is a jack of all trades, and our love for fighting games brought us together too, even though we're bitter rivals sometimes. But but man, like King of the Fighters, I mean, we were so excited for a lot of the news for a lot of the releases a couple years ago. So like I said, we've been friends ever since, and we've had our ups and downs with like video game collecting. We talked about the highs and lows of it. Cag, I remember you were like on a big Switch thing back in the day, like you were collecting a lot of Switch games. And you kind of downsize on that stuff. But yeah, it's been great. Your channel, you do a lot of unboxings. A jack of all trades, folks. So definitely check him out. King Aragon. We'll have a link in the description, or we'll put one in the comments so you guys can check his channel out. And yeah, man, I'm excited for you to be here, Keg, because there's a lot of news we're going to be talking about here, and it's going to be fun, man. So yeah.
I'm happy to be here, man. I think it's pretty awesome, man, to come on to a podcast. And I've watched your guys' podcast many a times,
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Every time Reggie posts it up there, I'm watching. So like when I'm traveling and doing things, I'm always trying to listen to something because I have my headphones on, so when I'm always on the go. So definitely always listen. I'm happy. I'm pumped up to be here, man, and talk about some good stuff.
Well, I'm glad you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Hey, Keg, what's the story with King Arakon Gaming? Where does that come from?
Yeah, so King Arakon, it was actually way back when like the whole Lord of the Rings and stuff like that had happened. And then if you remember a character that they had on there, his name was Arakon, or Arakon is what they called him, whatever. So I really liked that name. So I ended up using that as my gamer tag a long time ago. It used to be just Arakon. And then when I went on to the next generation of video game, and when I left 360 PS3 area, I went into Xbox One and stuff. I changed it over to King Arakon.
So I see that the glorious background you got there. Is that a
yeah.
lot of Neo Geo? A lot of Neo Geo.
Yes.
Is that
absolutely.
a full set? Are you still chasing it, or how's that going?
Okay, so this section here is MVS.
Okay.
I am going for a full set for MVS.
Gotcha.
This here behind me is Neo Geo. There's no way on earth I would ever go for a full set of Neo Geo. It is really expensive and really hard to find games. Like you have to really be in the Neo Geo community heavy to find like authentic. Now, I mainly collect the Japanese set for AES, which is a little easier to find. AES, if you're trying to find US, it's like impossible. It takes years to get certain titles or whatever. But the MBS, definitely going for a full set. I'm probably maybe like 80 or 90 away from a full set on that one.
Is that a lot less expensive versus the?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Well, it used to be the other way around years ago, which is weird.
Like on MBS, for example, I can get a Metal Slug, regular Metal Slug, or Metal Slug 3 for between $80 to $150. AES, several thousand for a Metal Slug 1,
That's
Metal
crazy.
Slug 3, several thousands. You're up into $6,000 to $7,000 for those, which I do have a Japanese version of both of them on the AES, so I've had those for quite a bit.
I want to take a minute to say hi to the people in the chat. So Ida, what's up, man? How you doing? Joe,
What's going on?
PlayStation ain't on time. No, we won't.
Dude, Will held us up, man. We were all ready to go, and he's
No,
like,
dude.
I gotta
I've
get my
been
flex
here.
account going.
I've been here since 6 o'clock. Well, an hour before the show. Ninan, hey, what's up, man? Some nerdy dad. What are you doing? Van Knocker. Oh yeah, that's Maddie. How you doing, Matt? Chris is our technical consultant. If you got something broken, he's your guy. Go find him. Hey, what's up, Jim? Oh, Jim Jordan. Shit. Hi again. Yeah, get well soon, Sean. Oh, thanks for the $5, Jedi Run. Get sober fast, Sean. Shout out to the PlayStation Ain't Dead crew,
He already knows.
Glitz crew, CAG, Reggie. Will is buying everything today. HEP CEO said he is. No, I am not. Hello, Jesse Kenobi. Oh, my girlfriend's here. Hey, so what's up, Jess? How you doing? And lastly, Xavier. A great way to spend Saturday night. Hey, CAG. Anything on your high on your wish list that you haven't found yet? Anything you're still chasing? You got a white whale out there you're after?
That's a good question. I think like I was heavily into like the retro, and I think I've just about completed everything I've wanted for my retro collection. I can't think of anything, man. I think I've touched base on just about everything that I've ever wanted. I mean, at one point in time, the JVC XI was huge for me. Completed that. I got that. Paprium was huge for me. I got Paprium.
Yep. What a surprise that was.
Love that game. I feel a certain way that more people haven't been able to have exposure with that game, but Paprium was huge. But no, other than that, man, I mean, every Neo Geo game that I've wanted, I've been able to collect. So like the big heavy hitters like Metal Slug 1, Metal Slug 3, Mark of Wolves, those I've already got out the way. Yeah.
Dang.
Did
you back Paprium? Because I backed it because I'm going for a full, me and Sean are going for a full PS5 set. And so that was one of the things during the Kickstarter. I think it was Kickstarter or one of those companies. But that was one of them that's supposed to be a PS5 copy, but like it's been silent since years. I mean, I feel like it's been years
left.
Since I've heard anything.
It kind of Watermelon left off the internet. Like they expunged themselves. Like I think like 2 or 3 years ago after the release, or maybe a little bit after the release of Paprium for the Genesis finally came out.
Yeah,
and he said he wanted to release it on all these systems and just disappeared.
The original funding for the Genesis one, no, I did not. I ended up getting that through one of Reggie's friends, and I was super appreciative of that. But the second one, yes, because then they did like everything, right? They did all the modern consoles. So I did PlayStation, and I also did the arcade stick. So I'm more upset about not being able to get the arcade stick because that arcade stick was absolutely amazing. And then, they just kind of ghosted everybody. They'll pop up eventually.
Right.
And I'm okay because I pre-ordered the Polymega. So if I waited for 5 years for the Polymega to come, out, I can wait for them, so once the money leaves my pocket, it's done. I don't even think about it. It's gone. As soon as you get it, it's gone. So whatever happens to it, it happens to it. I'm not going to complain about it.
I can't.
I think they'll be back.
If I order something, I'm on my phone every day, every morning. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I can't. No, I don't pre-order shit, and it's because I have a
it's annoying. Well, with this guy, Fonzie, I think his name was. He believes like in reporting the news, like, no news is better than bad news or whatever like that. That's his motto when it comes to like this stuff. I think reputation means something to him, obviously. So he'll be back when it'll be ready when he comes back. So when you see him back on the net, it'll already be ready to ship out and all that stuff. When that'll happen, we just don't know. It could be like 2 or 3 years from now still, which is annoying. I felt like they could have had a digital release for it to tie people over to play it.
Exactly.
On a modern console, we could play it. Paprum's awesome. I can't wait to get the physical for it. You don't even have that, which is annoying. So we'll see what happens.
There we go.
Paprum is an amazing game. I mean, they did a great job with that game. It's probably one of the best beat 'em ups I've played.
And the trick they did with it when you turn it on is pretty funny, actually. The fake game.
Is it? See, I need to play that, man. They need to hurry up and bring that out.
Jedi Run kicking another $10 shit. I remember that media glitch video that they did, and CAG could not get his Neo Geo to work. And they made Joe made a joke on it. CAG was not amused. It looked like CAG was about to give Joel the business.
that was a somber day for me because that was my original Neo Geo, and I started to have some issues. So what actually happened with that Neo Geo, because of the age, I started to get PCB rot. So the traces actually kind of rotted away. I found that out after Joel had left, but I was not too happy because the Neo Geo is my baby, man. So that's something that's been with me for so long, and as a kid, I had to do a lot to get that system, but I did end up getting it fixed. Cost me a pretty penny to get it fixed, but up under where the memory card goes, there was a lot of trace rot. So the traces rotted away. They had to replace all the traces.
You know who could fix that? Chris Ferguson at Level Gaming, technical consultant for the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast. Seriously, the guy's a whiz. But yeah. Is it? Wait, where was it? Yeah, trace rot is a nightmare to repair. Well, yeah. This guy deals with roaches and consoles every day, so it shouldn't. It's better than roaches. That's all I'm gonna say.
I remember my GameStop days, roaches. Oh my god, I got nightmare stories about that.
Oh, we're in the chat with this guy every day. Every day he sends us a new fucking console with roaches in it. Oh, check out this fucking dust roaches. So, Keg, what's your what is your favorite to collect for out of all the stuff in your game room?
So at one point in time it was Genesis, and I've maxed out on my Genesis. I'm like pretty much done on that. So it went from Neo Geo, then it went to Genesis. But I have a very impulsive personality. So the problem is Reggie. So Reggie is the problem.
Reggie's a problem.
Reggie, he shows so many things that gets me interested, and then I just like go off this cliff, right? Of like never ending. I get into something. Reggie got me in the Switch, and he knows the story about it. He got me in the Switch, and then I took a deep dive and went from in a 3 to 6 month cycle. It went from about 10 Switch games to about 400 or 500 Switch games in about 3 to 6 months. It's all Radical Reggie's fault.
I mean, the Switch is a fun system to collect for. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I got pretty attached to it. I still somewhat am, but I have slowed down. But I understand. You know what I mean? the Switch is such a unique system because it's a hybrid system. You can play it on as a console and on the go. So that's one of the reasons I got like into it. But mainly, a lot of those games come out on the PS4, so I could get the PS4 version and be good on that. But I double dip because like, so a lot of games. I mean, we're not allowed to say that here, really. So, but, you know,
no, you're allowed. It's just don't be surprised if you get busted.
I feel like, and I told Cag this too before. Like, I feel like like having it on both systems gives me that. If I want to sell it eventually, the Switch version will probably be the more sought after version. So I could probably like double my money on it or something like that. You know what I mean? If I decide to sell those versions, that's why I do it, and I only do it on games that are like $30, no more than that. You know what I mean? AAA titles as 120, whatever. I do it on mostly indie games, and that's what I play mostly on the Switch are indie games and some of the AAA titles that the Nintendo puts out. But yeah.
Speaking of Switch, Kag, are you going for the Switch 2 next month? Or?
So I am gonna get one. I haven't been able to pre-order one yet.
Yeah,
it's not high on the list because there's only one game I want to play, which is Mario Kart. Yeah. At this point, that's literally the only game. So if I walk in and I'm able to just buy one, I'll buy one. I did sign up for the email through Nintendo, so if they send me one, I'll pick one up. But it's not high on priority list. Definitely not. The high on priority list right now is the what controller? I'm getting a new arcade stick, and it is the. I can never remember the name of this controller.
I love me a good arcade stick. What are you getting?
This is the TR Fight Stick. And the reason I'm getting the TR Fight Stick is because it's the first arcade stick that works with every single console.
Yes.
And this goes from retro all the way up to today. Sega, Neo Geo, they have cables that you can purchase that will make this work with every single console. And it has a built-in VMU for Dreamcast. It has like 16 built-in VMUs for Dreamcast.
What?
This controller is probably the best ever. So I'm going to be picking that up here in 2 days. They have a coupon code. If you go to their website, you can get like $25, $50 off, I think it is. But that's the because I'm huge into arcade sticks. I have probably about 100 different arcade sticks. And this one is like the creme de la creme. So definitely.
Would you? I mean, like, damn.
Did you fuck with the Mayflash?
Oh, yes. I like the Mayflash. The Mayflash is great, man.
The new one does not suck.
That's it right there.
Wireless everything.
That is the original. Like, it looks a lot different now, but yes, that is it right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing arcade stick, man. When they let me know it had the 16 VMUs built in and it works natively with Dreamcast, I was sold. I was like, it's over with.
You have 100 arcade sticks? Are you fucking with me?
I have 100 arcade sticks.
Wow.
So the majority of them are going to be Victrix. So I have the whole Street Fighter collection of Victrix controllers, arcade sticks. And then a lot of them are just like old retro ones. So like Sega Saturn, I have about 10 for Neo Geo. What else do I have? I have quite a bit for Xbox 360. I actually picked up one when Reggie came down to Cleveland. He got the guy to come down on the price. I was super happy. It's a Soul Calibur all red see-through one that he hooked me up and was able to talk the guy down on it. But I love arcade sticks, man. That's the main way I play. And then outside of that, it would be like the Xbox One 360 controller if I'm not using arcade stick.
What's your go-to fighting game if you had to pick one? If you're on a stranded on an island, you had one arcade stick and you had one game you can bring, what you bring?
Yeah, Street Fighter Alpha 3.
No, no, you got to cheat and get one of the Capcom collections.
if those were in existence like before, just recently, yes, I would for sure go with something like that. But if a game that I can play continuously and still love to this day would be Street Fighter Alpha 3. Now, like Marvel vs. Capcom, obviously is a great game, but Street Fighter Alpha 3 is what really sold me on it. I absolutely love that game and will always love that game. Super happy that it's on the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. So I'm happy about that.
Did you pick that up?
I did pick it up. So I picked it up digitally on the Xbox because obviously that's the only way you can get it on the Xbox. And I do have it coming for the PS4. Didn't show up today. It's coming through Amazon, which everybody knows, Amazon has been dropping the ball for a long time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
As of lately.
It went out of stock for a minute. Okay, like the PS4
Mhm.
version. I'm like, what? Really?
Dude, Marcel, a friend of mine, Marcel, he said his isn't coming until the end of the month. And I was like, what the hell?
It's crazy. They Amazon, they were great. So back when Best Buy was putting pressure on everybody in the gaming industry when they had that 20% off of every
the game thing, Game Pass or something like that.
Everybody copied that, right? And Amazon was the first to copy that, and they were doing the same thing, and they were all in on gaming. But as soon as Best Buy stopped that, you saw everybody just kind of like, all right, if we don't have to compete, then we're going to get rid of it too. And Amazon just got progressively worse when it comes to games. So it's a nightmare with them.
Reggie, we got a question for you. Reggie, Xbox going more backwards compatible. Should I keep up on my Xbox 360 collection?
Yes.
Oh heck yeah, dude!
Yeah.
Like 360, the Xbox system. I mean, there's a lot of hidden gems in those libraries for those systems, guys, and people are still finding stuff to this day that a lot of people are just not well known. I mean, I'm having more fun collecting for Xbox right now than any other system. So when it comes to retro, I would say I don't know if we really want to call those systems retro, even though they feel like modern, but
Yeah.
That Xbox is a great system, man. It's just really fun to collect for.
Yeah, Xbox 360 is probably my favorite of all time, like current consoles outside of Dreamcast. Now with Microsoft potentially going ARM this upcoming generation, they're heavily pushing for backwards compatibility. They want to keep everything kind of in that ecosystem. So definitely 360 is definitely a great place to collect. The value is there. Get them now while you can, because they're going to start skyrocketing. A lot of games are starting to go up right now. Yeah. So yeah, definitely pick them up as soon as possible, I would say.
Okay. I had a question for you, because I put out a video recently about Microsoft hiring people for emulation for older games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we were under the assumption that they were making it backwards compatibility with the original games, like the disc. If you get the physical version for Xbox, the regular Xbox, and the Xbox 360, you can play them on your Series X if you pop the disc in. But somebody said that they were going to put those older games on Game Pass, is what they were talking about. Like, do you know the situation with that?
So if it's on Game Pass, it's still going to be backwards compatible. So the thing with Microsoft is, if they put a old school game in Game Pass, you'll still be able to use the disc. When you put the disc in, it's just going to download a digital copy anyways. You're not really playing it from the disc. So it's going to reach out to the server, see that game is in Game Pass or backwards compatible. Then they'll just download the digital version. So you're not spinning up the disc.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Yes and no.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was telling Will, like, the newer systems don't really spin the disc anymore unless it's just downloading it. I mean, they're not on the level like PS3 and 360 where they were continually spinning all the time, collecting data. Like, they're done with that. So, and I think most of them are like 2 speeds anyway. So it'll be some long load times.
What about the PS3?
I absolutely love the PS3. So when the PS3 came out, I have a story about the PS3. I was all in on Sony and not so much on Xbox. Sony was my preferred platform during the PS3 cycle, but they hurt me because what sold me on the PS3 was home, PlayStation Home, and everything that they sold you on. It was like this whole amazing community, how you can interact with people and learn about people from all around the world and make friends and all this stuff. And they sold me. I said, "Oh, I'm all in." Bought the PS3 day one when it came out. Dropped almost $800 on it. Woo! Got Layer? I think Layer was the game they were pushing at the time. Yeah. And I was all in. And then they scrapped Home. And I was like, "Oh, what? You just sold me on like this amazing feature to buy this expensive console?" Because at the time, Blu-rays didn't really mean anything to me. It was relatively new, unless you were like in that community. And then I turned foot. I was like, yo, why would you do that? And then I started to get into Xbox and Xbox Live and their whole community, and then gravitated towards that. But to this day, I still have a Japanese white PS3 over there. I have a black 60 gig backwards compatible PS3. And there are so many gems on the PS3. And Reggie, once again, always telling me about gems afterburner
Climax.
Never played the game. Yeah, Climax. Never played this game. Reggie introduced me to it, and I said, "Yo, how did I never play this game? This is an amazing game."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm finding myself always going back to the PS3 library, always playing the PS3, and there's like hundreds of games that I have downloaded to this system that I play all the time. So I love the PS3.
Do you still have home downloaded or set up on? Because
no, I don't. I heard that they did bring it back.
Yeah.
They did bring it back, but I didn't get into it anymore because I was just like, whatever. They broke my heart at that time, and I was like, how do you? I finally remember them getting rid of home, but then they were using PS3s in the background to like fight like cancer or something.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and I was like, you do that, and you use all my processing power for that.
Right.
And you're not even giving me any money for that. But you take away home, like get out of here.
Well, the best part of home was probably when it was in beta phase, like when you could do voice chat anywhere. You can invite someone up to your apartment. If you had movies on your system, you can watch the movies with friends on there. It was really cool. But obviously, Sony, they saw the copyright issue with that, so they took that away. They started slowly taking features away, but I think home really set the bar for what that kind of community could be. And I think a lot of stuff has adopted it. Like an example, Street Fighter 6. The whole home, the infrastructure with that game, how you go to the arcade. That's exactly what home was like during like the entertainment parts of that in the sections of that. So I think it left an example that a lot of people can use to this day. But it's just crazy because I remember like when everybody was on home when it was packed, dude. It was insane. Yes. People were just chatting, they were talking it up, we were jumping into games, dude. It was fun and it was free. It was free.
Yeah, I mean they gave us money. Remember this check?
Oh wow, I didn't get that.
Remember the check they gave?
Whoa, man, I didn't get that one.
Yeah, this was a whole $3.02. This is for the other OS litigations, the class action lawsuit. For
when Sony got sued for. You didn't cash it?
Nah, man, $3. I'm gonna keep that.
That's piece of PlayStation history, man.
Exactly.
It's funny. This is coming a lot up in the chat. Reggie's the devil when it comes to collecting.
Man, listen,
Reggie is a problem.
I watched the video today, man. I put out another one today.
He is, but I'll give him this though. He has exposed me to games I would have never played, and I appreciate that. Because there's some games like when I was coming up in gaming, I was kind of what they call like the gamer dude, the dude bro or whatever. I was just playing like shoot 'em ups and sports games. And then I started like, getting into other things or whatnot. But Reggie has recommended a lot of games to me. So I can't complain, but he's also hurt my pockets, man. So
it's gonna be in the news next week. Reggie is a problem.
I feel like I have an obligation to let you guys in on information because I feel like, we all talked about this before, obviously physical media is slowing down and it will get to a point where, it'll be gone. And the only way for it to come back is for it to get missed, which it will happen. But I feel like I have an obligation to let you guys know on those physical releases you guys might want to get because there's nothing better than getting a game, opening it up, just like how it was back in the day, the manual, whatever like that, or just a limited release, I guess, too, because most stuff is limited these days. But having that physical media that you have control over is one of the best things ever. And popping it in your system.
I think physical media, Reggie, is once we're gone, our age group is gone, dude. Because the ones behind us just don't care. They really just don't care. So, like, if you look at for PlayStation, if you look at the top 3 most played games on PlayStation,
Fortnite,
Roblox, and surprisingly, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, no.
But Fortnite and Roblox, right? Fortnite and Roblox, like, come on, they never like no physical or anything like that. So the generation behind us, or maybe one behind that one, they just don't care. So when we're gone, physical media will gone. We're the last dinosaurs keeping it alive, and we will continue to fight because that's just how our mentality is. Any of us from like the 80s or whatever, we'll just fight for it.
I somewhat agree with you. I just think that when it comes down to it, the way games are today, like with microtransactions, sub to this, when they want your subscription, people will get tired of that and say, "Man, I just want an experience where I can just play the game, a story like a story or whatever like that, enjoy the game that way." And all it'll take is someone to live stream a game that no one's ever seen before. and then to start like a resurgence to like, oh my god, like this is amazing. What is this? Oh, physical games. I think something like that will happen. But yeah, I agree that it's not going to be what it is during our era. I just feel like there's just enough CAG to keep it around. You know what I mean? But maybe you're right though. I mean, when that generation gets here, maybe they won't care. But I feel like the single player experience will always be appreciated. And
I think the biggest, I didn't mean to cut you off, Reggie. I think the biggest caveat of like is the infrastructure in the United States. We still don't have fast enough internet for everyone. Right. And once we get to that, like they're laying fiber everywhere, right? Rural America, all across the nation, you know what I'm saying? Once, gigabit speeds are the norm, that will accelerate it. The problem is like, streaming games is not really a good experience unless you have great internet access, right? And then when you want to come home and you want to play a game and you got, like I was playing Doom Dark Ages, an 80 gigabyte game, if you don't pre-plan for that game, you come home and dude, I'm about to be 44 this year. So I start download the game. I'm sleep 20 minutes through the download. And when I wake up, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to play nothing. Like I'm done. So it's like that's the problem people see. But once internet access is readily available to everybody at speeds of a gigabit for sure, there's no turning back then. It's like it's done. It's really done at that point.
It's funny you say that because you think we're the last so the last generation of true physical media, but it's funny because you see like generations younger than us, they're vinyls pop back up. Metal Jesus Rock just put out a cassette thing. So people are collecting these physical medias. Even we talked before the show, we talked about Blu-ray media, hard DVDs, Blu-ray. I feel like people will want that. But it's kind of weird when it comes to games sometimes. Like my kids, they don't care about the physical games. Like they're all digital. They want the instant access. I can click on it. I can go right to it. But there's certain people, a certain gap in a generation that wants that physical, that CD. They want to pull out the tape sleeves. They want to pull out the big album arts. They want I don't know. It's weird to kind of think. And I hope obviously physical will be around for somewhat for the foreseeable future in some form, but there is a gap like we're seeing here, but I hope it's not going away, unfortunately.
Dude,
but
whenever my son buys something digitally, I give him the business. I lay into him. What the hell are you doing? What is wrong with you? And I'm just going to shame my son into physical media future. Hopefully, but, we'll see.
The thing, I think the biggest issue, so you're always going to have this group of people that like tangible things, right? The people that still love to go into the movie theater, sit down, have that experience. The people that love to crack the plastic, pick up the book. Back when we were kids, when we went to the bathroom, that's where we took our gaming magazine, our manual. We were sitting there on the camp looking at it. So it's always going to be people that like tangible things, right? And it's going to be a minority. Okay. I think so there's a value proposition when it comes to physical, right? People hate to look at their games as an investment, but just know that it's an investment because in that game, when you buy it, you have a return on investment. When digital, the biggest problem with digital, there's no return on investment. It's only going to take someone to create a return on investment for digital to make it get even bigger. The day that they create a digital store where, say, I buy this X game and I beat it and I can get $5 or $10 off my next game by giving away my license to get it, it becomes bigger, right? And that's the problem, is that you don't have any return on investment. And people will start to see that. Once somebody creates it, somebody will, who knows?
Yeah.
Who will do it, then people have,
it's already happening in Europe. I believe, I can't remember we did a story on a long time ago, but there's one service that'll let you trade in games, or actually not trade in games, but sell them to other people within the app.
Within their ecosystem. Yeah.
Thank you, ecosystem. That's the word I'm looking for. But it's coming soon. We do have a good question from a friend of the show, Project Retro Games. Is PS3 keeping up to Xbox about prices? Looks like Xbox is getting more expensive, so should be the right time to get PS3 games now?
PS3 games are
100%.
dirt cheap, man.
They are. They are.
Like Reggie and like he's asking, 360 is going through the roof. There's certain games like my 360 collection is massive, but it cost me a lot of money to get those Spider-Man games. More money than I wanted to spend to get those Spider-Man games. In the hopes, and I'm be honest with you, it was in the hopes when they bought it was Activision when they bought them. I was in the hopes of them making those games backwards compatible and be able to play those games or revisit those games. But 360 games are very valuable right now, so I would try to get them as far as possible. But PS3, dude, I went into local game shop here and they had a whole $5 PS3 section. And it was like hundreds of games, and it had some bangers in there. I was like, "Yo, let me get this, let me get that." I picked up like 4 or 5 games, and I didn't even expect to pick up any PS3 games, but they were so cheap and accessible. I was like, "Yeah, let me get them."
Yeah, you know what's funny about PS3, man? I feel like the only way it'll really go up if backwards compatibility happens for like older systems. Like if something like the PS6 started backwards compatibility with PS3, being able to play the disc, like you'll see that stuff go through the roof. You know, and that's why backwards compatibility kind of helps stuff keeps value, stay relevant in a way. You know what I mean? But as long as a lot of that stuff stays on PS3 itself, I don't think it'll really go up too high. You know.
Jim Jordan, his nephew wants physical. Encourage him. Give him games. Buy him games.
Yeah.
It's funny. You see people on eBay trying to sell their Fortnite account or what's the computer game that's been around forever? WoW. You know, they're like, I got this huge account, but it's like, how can you just transfer that account, or do you have to give you the whole email address and everything? So it's just, I think like kind of what we're saying. Hopefully, I mean, I'm sure at some point somebody will come out with a digital solution to buy that off at some point, and then digital will take off like crazy.
Yeah, that's the whole scary thing, right? You know, if you're buying somebody's account, how is it exclusively yours, and how can you give them $200 as an example, just throwing out a number, give them $200. What stops them from taking that account back? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, what measures, you know what I'm saying? So that's like a really scary thing. And I get that. And that's why physical will to stay good. But what I don't like about the whole physical right now, and Reggie's probably gonna laugh when I say this, is all of these physical companies, these like limited run and all these companies are like cash grabbing on my nostalgia. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because it's like when they lost me when they sent out games on CDRs. Limited run and sent out the games. It was a Sega.
Not them. Just one company. Just one.
Yes, limited run. Just limited run. But the thing is, you know, every company will test the waters. If the community didn't say anything about that, others would have did the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's always one that will test the waters, and it's great that the community came and spoke up, as we always do. You know, we're very, you know, we got a big voice in the gaming community, and we'll speak up really fast about it. But I just feel like some of the things that they do is like cash grabs, and I don't like that. You know, like for example, when you number a game 1 through 500, you know, that right there in itself is a mechanism of making you FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. If I don't get this, is only numbered to 500, I have to get it. They don't have to do that, but they have a specific number of games that they want to push, and they'll release it. And then a year later, 6 months later, whatever, that 500 now turns into like 2,500 because they re-released the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's kind of scummy to me. So I don't know.
It is very scummy.
I agree.
That is an excellent segue into the news portion of our program. First stop of the news. In an interview at PAX 2025 with the PAL Block podcast, limited run games, stated in the future, all Switch 2 games that are numbered will be full game on cart. However, games made in partnership with other companies may or may not be game key cards. That's going to be that decision will be left up to the third party company in question. So, we got that to look forward to.
I mean, it's good that they put that out there to kind of let people know. It's still pretty shitty. But at least they give the option. So if you want to go for a PS5 set or a PS5 Switch 2 set, you know, if you get the number ones, you know they're all going to be on card. So
Nintendo is the one that you cannot let them go down this path. Game key cards is not a good thing for Nintendo because if you look at Nintendo, the 3DS store is gone, the Wii store is gone, the Wii U store is gone. There's no way for you to access this media, and Nintendo is quick to do that. So, you know, what bothers me is in the Nintendo community, they won't stand up against Nintendo, and they won't, you know, fight with their pockets. They won't fight with their money. They'll still go out in droves and buy these games. But you got to fight against this because a game key card is crazy. $6 for code on plastic or $60, $70 for a code on plastic is insane. I mean, honestly, we probably already have it on some Xbox One games, Xbox Series X games, and so on. But
PS5 as well.
Yeah, but it's scary to just think like that's just new. But Nintendo's the one that'll do it. They'll get it to go.
They think they're trying to play it safe by keeping their options open. I mean, maybe they won't really use those cards like that much. Maybe they'll just test it out in the beginning or here and there. But
honestly, I think it came down, Reggie. I don't even think it came down to them wanting to do that. I think it was more to fight against piracy. To be honest,
you can't win against piracy. You can slow it down. They don't understand. They think you can fight it totally. That's Nintendo's problem. Sony, the same thing. You know, they think they can fight it 100%, but it just makes it worse. People will always find an alternative, another way to play certain stuff. You know what I mean, or a way to get it. You know, it's just
and that's
what the hell.
I feel like that's kind of the dilemma. So you got, it's like, oh, okay, let's fight against this, and we'll fight with our pockets. So we won't buy the stuff to make them hopefully change their minds. But then if we don't buy it, then they're just going to go push it probably all digital.
Yeah,
so then you got to buy it if you want to play it. And it's kind of a hard edge right there. It's just like, come on now.
Jedi Run, he thinks the PS6 will be an all-digital system, and Bogart made some tweets saying that he feels guilty about the way limited run games handled their releases, and he said that they quickened the all-digital future. And yeah, sadly, it is true. It is what it is. Next in the news, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre will not be receiving any further DLC, balance updates, or bug fixes after the May patch. There will be a few final patches to move the game to peer-to-peer matchmaking. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre will not be playable. Will still be playable, excuse me, and is not being delisted from storefronts. So
yet,
they're abandoning it, man. It's like Friday.
Gun Media. They did Friday the 13th. I don't know how long they kept that around after they kind of abandoned it and went to this game, but this. I give it maybe a year and a half for this game, and then it's over with. I mean, unless the peer-to-peer works. I don't know why they didn't do that with Friday the 13th, but
dude, in the horror, in the asymmetrical horror game genre, you cannot fight the juggernaut that is Dead by Daylight, and everybody keeps trying. Friday the 13th, Evil Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, fucking Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is probably next on the chopping block. But I mean, again, you can't beat them. They're fucking just kicking ass.
The only way to save games like that is to have some kind of single player mode with it. You know, online should be. You know what I mean? That's how you keep stuff alive. That would have saved Concord. You know, while they were fixing the online, have like a single player, but they feel like they could just do the same thing Dead by Daylight does. And the problem with Chainsaw Massacre is just getting into matches, dude. Like you gotta have up to 8 people playing. I think it's 7 or 8 people. It's like, dang, you gotta have like, it's just the way the matchmaking is horrible. So they actually had to make another mode for that game called Rush Week, where you get into games easier because there's one killer and the rest of the players are victims or whatever like that, and the match starts fast. But yeah, man, Chainsaw Massacre is just like, it's a good game, but it's just like when it takes like 30 minutes to start, it's like, dude, like I got other stuff to do. Like you got to move on. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes the momentum out.
You pick up your Switch and you play that while you're waiting to fucking
You mentioned you mentioned Concord. Just know Concord is gonna it's gonna have a resurgence. Sony didn't just lose that money to lose
too much money put in that.
Too much money. So it'll come back as something else. eventually. So that game, I don't think is dead, but it's gonna come back as something else for sure. Because what is it, like $400 million or something they spent on that? They ain't gonna just lose that. They'll
waste, dude.
They're gonna reskin it and
I think so.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I think so. Just get rid of all the DEI stuff. Get rid of all like the, social things in it, and then they'll just reskin it into something else. And from the mechanics, I mean, we didn't really get to see if the mechanics were good in the game and how the game really actually played because they just scrapped it so fast. But I think that was just a save face on the game itself, and they'll bring it back as something else. So we'll be able to play a version of it, like maybe later on in a couple of years, or probably release it like
give us PlayStation All Stars 2 or something, Volume 2 or something.
Oh my god, PlayStation All Stars 2 would be the shooter.
Oh yeah.
What was I was saying about what
gun.
with Texas Chainsaw Massacre? What they need to do, like even not just with that game, with all these asymmetrical games, make it. You think of Hello Neighbor. If you ever play that game, the AI they use in that game, the guy it gets smarter and smarter every time you play it. So every time you die, you're caught, whatever. It gets smarter and smarter. Obviously AI is big right now. Implement that in the game so it goes off of, if you're escaping a lot, maybe the AI for the killers are harder to. They're going to be more, wise and figure out what you're doing, what trying to do. So I don't know if they probably already, some games probably already implement AI, a lot of these games, but they could probably do that in order to get rid of the, the servers or keep the servers up. So,
right.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was great. I mean, we were playing it for a minute there, and then we kind of fell off on it, but I still love that game. I mean, I had a blast. It was something different.
It's just the time it took to play it. You get into a match, you get killed fast, and you got to wait like another 20, 30 minutes. It killed the pacing, And I feel like almost to the point where they should add bots on there to keep games going. But they don't want to do that because they want to obligate. They want to watch everything. They want all people playing it, and they want to monitor you. So that's why there's no like bot matches and things like that. Like look at Dead by Daylight, for example. There's still no bots in there except if somebody dips out of a match, get pissed off, then the bot takes over your character. That's it. You know what I mean? These guys want total control over the whole match or the whole online thing, and that's why bots aren't really a thing for them.
They also want to monetize you, right? If they got bots in there, they're not getting money from bots, so they want people actually playing.
Yeah, playing.
So
that's what they gave us an option to play in like a casual match where we could do that stuff. You know what I mean? Because people, I don't know, man, they just want to play the game and they want to be able to play it in a good amount of time. Get a couple matches in, go to sleep, do whatever they got to do. You get one match, and then you gotta, go do something else or whatever like that. It's just, I don't know, man. It just kind of takes it the fun away from it.
Next in the news, Sony is considering raising the price of their PS5 after announcing its physical forecast for next year. Now,
awesome.
Sony's expecting tariffs to impact their bottom line to the tune of $680 million. To make up for this, they are considering raising prices or moving manufacturing to the USA. Yeah, do that,
you
idiots.
Do that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Now Sony has already increased the price of the PS5 worldwide to protect the console's price in its biggest market, the USA. However, since Nintendo and Microsoft have already jacked up the prices of their shit, it's only a matter of time before Sony follows suit. Yeah, it's coming.
So do we need to get them now? Is now the time to buy? I mean, we used to
buy it now.
Honestly, I mean, I don't really see a growth upside on the PS5 actually. So even if they did up the price, I mean, they're not really affecting that many people. I mean, not until next year. So since Grand Theft Auto 6 is not coming out, you don't have a real pusher of consoles, I don't think, this year.
Yeah.
So if anything, they'll up the price going and maybe into the holidays or next year, because Grand Theft Auto is the only thing that's going to make people spend extra money on a PS5. I think if you don't have a PS5 now, you're probably not going to get one until it's never going to be what PS3s and PS4s were down to $200. Those days are gone. You can forget about getting consoles at a discount. That's over.
So it's funny though, because I seen I mean, we're all, some of us may be worried about the prices going up. Obviously, people were paying high prices during COVID and that era. But like, I go on Facebook Marketplace, things like that. I see PlayStations all the time for $300-400. So I mean, I think people got it because it was kind of a FOMO thing. Oh, I could get it. Let me get it. And then now they realize that they're not playing it as much, so they're obviously trying to offload it. So I don't think people need to rush out and go buy a PlayStation 5 right now. If you don't mind buying a used one, you can get them online. They're cheap. They're a lot cheaper than what I think the resale for sure.
Yep.
We'll see. Earlier this week, video game news website The Verge rang the alarm bells with a story saying that Steam had a data breach and everyone should change their passwords. Turns out this was all bullshit. The story written was based off a Reddit posting and was confirmed as false by Steam themselves. Why am I telling you this? Because look at me. PlayStation ain't dead is the news now.
I am the captain now.
We are the news now.
Will, so that picture right there, if you could put it up real fast again, he's in that movie Blade Runner Part 2. And there's like the same that guy right there. Look at me, I'm the captain now.
Dude, that's a Somali pirate. What are you talking about?
Yeah, sure. And that pirate upgraded in the Blade Runner
movie, the actor.
And that same scene, like he does that same motion in the scene, and I there's a meme out there saying, "Look at me, I am replicant now." And I had to let you know, Will. It's just too funny, man. But yeah,
oh, man. No, well, Reddit is a great source of information.
Was that 2048 or whatever? 2049?
Yep.
2049. Yeah. Okay.
No, man. Also in the news, shortly after opening up orders for their latest shipment of games from Limited Run, VGP turns its back on their best customers, bots. VGP has proclaimed anyone found using bots to purchase on their website will be banned. According to comments on Twitter X, all the collector's editions of Persona and Animal Well were snapped up in less than a minute. They will continue to cancel those orders, and we'll have another drop sometimes in the future. We hope bots and VGP can come to terms soon. There you go. No, I'm fucking pressing. But no, it's about time. It's about time VGP did something. It's about time someone did something about bots. Because
it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it is. But what pains me and why I criticize VGP because they're just getting around to it now. I mean, they obviously knew it was a problem. They obviously knew that they were a scalper supply for a long time. But just now, finally, something's happening about it. Well, at least something's happening about it, but a little too late. And I'm still mad at VGP for the ushering in the reprint era and fucking collecting in general just a fucking sometimes just a waste of time. But anyway, people.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Messenger, I think I got the Messenger through VGP, and that game was going for like crazy amounts of money, and then they just re-released it. Now it's not valuable at all.
Well, PS3.
The PS4 version, it's kind of valuable still, right? Since it was limited printed.
I mean, I guess if like, it's funny how collectors' minds work, because at the end of the day, it should be all about playing the game. It should be
exactly.
Not what console you have it on. Same thing, for example, go back to Neo Geo. Neo Geo, if I have Metal Slug 1 on Neo Geo, and it's the Japanese version, right? And the only difference with the Japanese version is that the artwork is Japanese, but since the Neo Geo, when you put your game in the Neo Geo, it'll play whatever region your console is. So if my console is American, a Japanese game is going to play in American. It doesn't matter. It's because it's about what your console is. So a Japanese version of Metal Slug is about 6,000, 7,000 for an authentic version. A US version of Metal Slug, just because it's US, is like 20 grand plus. You know what I'm saying? So I always laugh at that when it comes to collectors, that they care more about the artwork because that's what it comes down to, the artwork and how it looks on your shelf, than it is about the actual game itself. It should be more about the game than what it is and what the game looks like on the outside. So it's crazy.
It's funny because you don't even see. I mean, especially you look at PAL, or for instance, like PAL versus US. If you put it on your shelf, the cover art looks the same. The only really difference is going to be the PAL versus ESRB and TSC logo on it. You know what I mean? It's wild because they play the same.
The only fight back I would give you on that one, my only issue, reason I don't go with PAL games versus US is because you don't have access to DLC. So if I have a PAL, that's my only issue. That because it happened to me. I bought when Mortal Kombat 11 came out, Sub-Zero mask did not come out in the US.
Yeah, the
so
PS5 one.
Game. Yeah, I had to get it from Game over in the UK. And when I bought it, that was the one I was going to play, but I could get none of the DLC. I was heartbroken. I spent all that money and I could get no DLC.
I got the Scorpion one up here, and I'm mad that I couldn't get the Sub-Zero one because it was PAL or Germany exclusive. It was like, come on, now you're killing
Don't
me.
you guys have PAL's accounts set up?
I do. For us, if you're a hardcore gamer, what the thing. Yes, you could just do that and get it done. But for just like the average person, they think it's a hassle. They're like, I'm not about to do that. They don't want to do it. But that was my only issue with like the PAL versions of the games. I wish they would just stop that. I mean, just make it universal. If my console can play any game around the world, I should be able to get the DLC. Why does it make a difference? I don't understand that one.
Yeah.
Too much control, man.
Yep. I've never understood that. I mean, so I wish a developer would answer that question for me because I'm like, it just never made sense to me. I don't understand why they do that.
Yeah, because when it comes down to it, they'll have to say that it's the reason because it's money is involved. So, they want control and they don't want to really talk about that, unfortunately. My first experience with that was I bought Terminator Resistance. Have you guys played that game?
Yeah.
Really good game. Like, good game. And for some reason, the American version was sold out. So I was like, I'll get the PAL version. It's cheaper. Cool. Bought that and tried to get access to like the free PS5 upgrade. Couldn't do that unless I had a European account. And then the DLC was locked down. I was like, dude, what the hell, man? So,
Reggie,
pretty lame.
Has anyone shamed you for buying the PAL version over the NTSC version?
Dude,
let me be the
and
first.
Sean.
Come on, man, America. I'm just busting your balls, dude. It's fine.
I know, but if I ever try,
myself.
But that stuff is hard to sell. Like if you sell the same game or whatever like that, someone says, "Oh man, I want the American version," but same game. So it's hard to sell that stuff. You have the PAL version, which I'm totally fine with. But if I ever want to sell it, good luck.
You look at what's the PS2 game? One of the Grails that just recently came out.
Rule of Rose. Rule of Rose.
Yeah, like the PAL one is still expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than the NTSC version. Of
they had a bunch of more. They found a bunch more of it, where somebody like started selling copies they had found or whatever like that. So it's a bit cheaper, but the American one only had like a 2-print run. Like Atlas back then was the limited print company. Back in the mid, like I want to say 2000s or whatever like that. So if you have Rule of Rose and the soundtrack, pre-order bonus soundtrack that was with it, which I think might be worth just as much as the game itself, a lot of money. The PAL version, though, I mean, I still couldn't even recommend people to get the PAL version of that game, even though it's a little bit cheaper because it's not a very good game, and a lot of people don't talk about that. Now, Rule of Rose looks good graphically, and the story is great, but the gameplay needed some more polish, and it's like clunky and very difficult to get through it. You know what I mean? Unless you use a Game Shark and you start off with the gun, then it's playable. But other than that, man, it's more of a flex, and even that cheaper version, man, they're always sealed. Like no one has an open copy. They're just showing them sealed copy. Yeah, seriously. Like you never see any open like, dude, sealed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I wish they would do like a HD remaster of that. The HD remaster of Hunting Grounds. Like those games, they could just do HD remasters and put them
Project
on
Retro.
Yeah, there you
Project
love
Retro,
Project Retro.
Let's go.
Yep. Or if like Sony and the companies just put a digital copy on the store for like $20, $10 or $20, that's an easy $10 million they can make. Like so crazy, because you'll easily get 1 million people to buy that game for a couple of reasons. Just because they never played it, because the hype is so big, and then they also see the price and they're like, well, I want to know why this game is $700 or $800, so people buy it for that reason too.
Well, it was weird, man, because Hunting Ground got a re-release on the PS3, but it was supposed to come out to America, but it only got a re-release in Japan on the digital store. So that would have brought a resurgence, I thought, because Hunting Ground is a really good game, guys. Like, it is the first game, especially being a survival horror game, that doesn't even load. Like, it loads in the beginning, and the rest of the game just spins off the disc. So there's no loading times. Like, there's characters actively looking for you. There's timed events. It's actually a really good experience. And it sold very poorly. And after that, like, Capcom didn't want nothing to do with it. They wanted to move on to something else, That's what happens when games don't sell well. And that's why a lot of survival horror games on the PS2 are so expensive, because like companies don't want to really deal with that format again of survival horror. That's why it's kind of like a lost art. Most of the survival horror games you see today is like first person or whatever like that bullshit experience. But yeah, man, there's a lot of money to be made because a lot of that stuff is sought after. So it's up to these companies to really kind of like take the risk, I guess, And the first thing to do is to do they don't have to do a remake, but like a remaster, polish it up, and see where it goes with that. I mean, that's not going to hurt them too much, but
it's a lot of ways they can make money. There's a game or like a genre of game that I'm missing out on. So you remember when the trivia games were like really huge? Remember Buzz and all of that stuff?
Yeah.
I want a game like that that's strictly about video game trivia, and no one has put it out yet. And I just think it would sell tremendously well, and they need to do it, man, like ASAP. Nobody's touching it.
They don't take risks anymore. I mean, you think of it. I mean, obviously, it's one of these.
Boy. I'm a horny boy.
It's one of these games. It's the guy game. They don't take risk anymore.
The guy game, they're probably terrified after what happened with that. I mean, they got lucky. They got out of that without losing too much. But the creativity is gone, because the more games cost to making money, like games cost more than making movies now. You know what I mean? Like that kind of money they put into it, and the investors just don't want to take risks. They want to make sure they're getting the returns back. They want all the money and to keep it coming. It's just not creative anymore because of the money that is. They can't get people to invest like they did before, because the return, they have to be assured about the return, I would say. It
blows my mind, because they keep pumping out Just Dance every year since forever now. These Let's Sing games, like people, I feel like there's a huge resurgence of. I'm looking at my Guitar Hero stuff. They got a new guitar out. Let's bring back Guitar Hero, Rock Band, actual games. I'm sure there'll be do competitions again. Let's bring that kind of stuff back instead of these dance games. Like, if you're gonna pay these artists or these companies to use their license their music in these dance games that don't even come with it's a DLC code nowadays. Bring back the Guitar Hero stuff. Bring back the Rock Band stuff. Like, I don't know why we stopped doing that. I don't know if it just went on that era went on for too long from PlayStation 2 to PS4.
They did wear it out a little bit, but
they did have a lot. They had a lot of music packs and things like that. But like, I feel like people would generate or go get that game.
Yeah, it would be cool. By the way, have you guys ever seen like those Just Dance games, like when people just dance without the music? How it looks?
It's terrible.
That's like, wow, dude. Like, that's how we look when we try that game. Like, it's hilarious.
It's like TikTok. It's literally like TikTok. I mean,
Reggie, I would pay good money to watch you fucking do
try that, dude. Dude, I remember going, like, because I used to live in Ontario, California, and the Ontario Mills Mall, they had this arcade that was pretty popular at the time. And I remember the Just Dance machine was like the Dance Dance Revolution, what it was called, was like people were like always surrounded next to it. And I remember just watching the people dance to it, and I was like, man, like, what kind of moves are these? Like, it's not really dance; it's just like more just steps or whatever like that. It's just kind of funny, but yeah.
I saw that message there, and I wanted to make a comment on that. Light games are coming back. So this is my segue into Polymega. So they're going to be releasing the light gun this year after about 2 years, and they're going to have light games come back. And it's what's the company that does that light gun, Reggie?
InGen?
No, it's not that one. I can never remember the name of it, but it's that Senden.
Yeah,
So Senden technology, and it works on LCDs and everything. So they're about to make a resurgence. They just need a platform where it could work, you know. And I think with Polymega, they have these things called Polymega collections. I think they'll probably, once they release that light gun, they'll make a light gun collection of games, Time Crisis and things of that nature, Virtual Cop and stuff like that. So they're coming back. I think the issue was they didn't work on LCD TVs. Sony tried to do it on the PS3 with Time Crisis 4, but you still had to put the sensors up on the top of the TV. People didn't want to really do that. So it was too cumbersome, but now you don't have to do that with the new Sending technology. So that's really cool too.
I had pretty good luck with Raising Storm with the move gun. That was pretty good.
Raising Storm was nice.
House of the Dead, it's supposed to work. It's on PS4. It's supposed to work. I haven't tried it yet because I don't know. I got rid of my PS4 camera, but I don't know. I would like to play House of the Dead because I got that, you know, the big hunk of plastic.
Yeah,
and shit's rad as fuck. But yeah, we'll see.
PS4 did have it wasn't well known. I mean, I remember going to the GameStop and seeing them. They had the PDP. Had those light gun games. They had like Voyager on Mars, but it came with a gun and like a ball camera that looked like the guy from Star Wars. I can't think of his name, but it looked like that. But it had a gun and it worked off of. I guess it probably worked more off the camera, but let me see if I can find it here. Let me see.
A lot of people like, was it SOCOM 4? Was a light worked with the gun, the PS4 gun?
Oh man, yeah, Voice of the Dead.
Yeah, SOCOM did work with the gun.
And then Resistance 3, I think, worked.
Yeah, Resistance. Yeah.
All right, we next news story we got here. GameStop released a rather tone-deaf statement saluting the dickheads camped out in front of their Chicago store. They were lined up for the latest Pokemon card drop, Prismatic Evolutions Super Premium Collection. They referred to Pokemon card collecting as a financially irresponsible obsession, end quote, which doesn't sound much like a salute to me. Now, in the comments on social media, they were reminded that the majority of the dickheads camped out were scalpers, to which they replied, quote, well, they're lousy scalpers because there's a limit of 2 per person. GameStop, please stop. That's the whole story.
It's just sad, man.
Yeah, do you collect Pokemon cards or anything?
I do not. I don't even. I don't touch Pokemon with a 10-foot pole, bro.
No,
like
no.
I've seen it. I've seen them. It's actually, I follow a guy on YouTube, and he has this segment. Should I open it or not? I think it's a segment or whatever. I like it. His stuff is entertaining, but I'm not touching that stuff with a 10-foot pole, man. That's a certain type of person, and I ain't that type of person.
Do not. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Final story. Oh, wait, hold on. I did something. Oh, here we go. Final story of the night. The ESRB are dickheads. Fresh Brewed Games is getting ready to release their first 2 games, Speedo Llama and Project Tower. Now, both games already have a T for teen rating on PSN, but the ESRB is forcing Fresh Brewed Games to resubmit them. So J-Rod, the chief at Fresh Brewed Gaming, friend of the show, paid a submission fee, $7K, and put them in for T for teen rating because so they're already graded. However, once the SRB spotted the llama cleavage, as seen on the left of the screen, and the in Speedo Llama and Bear Alien Ass in Project Tower, as seen on the right of the screen, it doesn't look like that, but anyway, they slapped an M rating on both games, and they fined him $100 for having the audacity to submit the games with the same rating they already received. In protest and solidarity for my friend J Rod, I will be hanging out at GameStop offering to buy M-rated games for anyone who's under the age of 18 if they are in need.
Dude, GTA.
It turns out that the ESRB are fucking they're hyper religious zealots. I didn't realize this. But dude, it's fucked. It costs you $10 to submit for a rating for a digital game, but it's going to cost you $3,000+ to submit for a rating for a physical game. Now, what the hell is that?
That's
why?
wild.
Dude, the ESRB are just straight up weirdos, man. Because like cleavage of a llama, it's a llama, it's a fictional character.
Right.
Like, come on, like
Yeah,
seriously.
exactly.
I don't know, dude. I mean, that's
man.
I'm a horny boy.
That's pretty horny right there. Someone let him out of his cage, but yeah, there he is. Where's Reggie? No, Reggie.
I'm here. Sorry, I had to grab something.
Super Miguel, what up, bro? Super Miguel, his Super Miguel's picture, he looks so Miami, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, Killzone, yeah.
Hey, what's up, Kevin? How you
Killzone.
doing? No Pokemon.
I mean, Pokemon craze has been going on ever since. I mean, it's never like ever since it came out. It's been like really crazy, and it's even crazier now. I mean, I saw like videos of the people at the store, James, like going waiting for those cards to be open or whatever that was. I'm like, dude, these are grown ass people in there.
Yeah,
the SRB has always been a joke and should be closed.
I think about back when I was working at GameStop. And all of the Pokemon cards, I had stacks of them, like giveaways. We had stacks of them in the drawer, and we would just like toss them in the trash. The value of those cards we threw away today would probably be ridiculous. We just we would clean up and we just dump them in the trash because they would just send them to us, man. Like, it's amazing how things progress.
I didn't realize. I mean, I guess the first time I really realized Pokemon was like huge. So obviously Pokemon Go came out and there was a big craze. The game came out. People were running into traffic, trying to catch Pokemon, getting hit by cars, everything else. I had a coworker that was so addicted to that game that he would leave his shift and go over across to the mall area. And they would have like the big battles of the gym. So there would be people like, hey, you want to come with me? And there'd be like 15, 20 people just in this area battling this, at the gym there. Like, so I'm like, after that happened, I'm like, okay, Pokemon is like crazy because ain't no way. And if you guys do that now, salute. That's on you though.
I mean, the games are enjoyable, I'm assuming, but collecting all that extra stuff, man, the cards, and it's just like, what the hell, man? Like, it's too crazy, crazy, too much.
Yeah, adults beating up kids for Poke cards. Nah, I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah, and it happens probably.
Yeah.
Like, kid grabs.
Oh, there's videos. There's
Videos
videos out there, man. It's insane. It's just sad. Every time I see a video of people waiting outside the store and they open up the doors and they just run. They run from the front of the store to get a product. I'm like, dude, like, where's your priorities, man? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy. I'm not running for no product.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's never been a product that I ran for. I'm like, bruh, if it ain't there on the shelf when I go back there, it just ain't there.
Yeah, I'd walk briskly, but that's the extent of the effort I'm willing to put in.
I mean, putting out a product that's limited, man, it's just like, I don't know, for a lot of stuff, it shouldn't be limited, obviously. It's just unfair, Yeah,
stick to the Pokemon games instead. Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
There was one limited product that really broke it for me, that it just made me look at everything totally different. It was the 500 million edition PS4 Pro. That hurt me, man, because I wanted that system, and I ended up getting it, and I ended up paying scalper prices for it. But I was on the website hours ahead of time trying to get this system, and I think Sony handled it so wrong You know, because if it's a 500 million edition system, it's a celebration of all the people that got you there, right? So the way I feel like you should have did that system is everybody. You first of all, you had to have a PlayStation gamer tag, and you know those are the people first that you should have sold it to, the people that had it from day one or whatever. So that really broke me, and that got me out of just like trying to go after things, man. Because that system came out, was like $500. I didn't spend $1,200 for that system, man. And I think back on it, and I'm just like, was it worth it? No, because you know now you can get them at GameStop for like $300. They're like, you know, whatever. But at the time, I felt a certain way about it, man. I was in my feelings, man.
You got the FOMO feeling is what you got of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just like you said though, like the way Sony handles the stuff, they don't even care. Like the real people that are fans of the stuff is never able to get it for the right price, for the regular price. You know, scalpers find a way to get it and then resell it, and it's taking the fun out of it. You know what I mean? Like that was a celebration. Like that's why I didn't even attempt to get the PS5 30th anniversary.
That hurts me right there.
I would have wanted that because obviously you guys know me as a PlayStation guy. I love that system. I've been with it since it came out, or a little year after it came out. But it wasn't worth it because seeing how everything happened on there, people who were legit waiting still wasn't able to get the system. You know, so it's like, dude, get out of here with that crap. It shouldn't be limited. Celebration shouldn't be limited like that.
Exactly.
Every one of them has been like that. I mean, you look at the 20th anniversary. You look at the 500. The 500 one or 50,000 one you just talked about, and then the PS5 one, like it's all been trashed how they do it. And I think it should be like you gotta have a PSN, you gotta have so many hours played, or you know something like that, where you can't just go in there and just click to buy. Like it's crazy
because when you look at those systems, right? It's 20 years of PlayStation, 500 million edition PlayStation, and 30 years of PlayStation. These are celebrations of people that made you what you are.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're just letting somebody come in that doesn't have a PSN, doesn't even have a PlayStation, to buy it and to just turn it as a flip. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what burns me up so much about scalpers is they really think that this is like they put in effort, like it's a job. Dude, you're not doing anything that anybody else can do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like literally, you're doing nothing that anybody else can do. If I wanted to, I could do the same thing. But I love my community for the community, not to try to make money off the community. You know what I'm saying? Like they just like I wish they would. You remember Celebrity Deathmatch? I wish they had Scalper Deathmatch. You know what I'm saying? I would love to watch that. That would be an amazing show.
Mills Lane refereeing.
Yeah, I want a good clean fight.
Yep, put them in the ring outside of GameStop at 10 in the morning and let them fight. I would love to see it.
All right, guys. We're gonna move on to the Rarity Report.
Whoa! It's been a minute.
It has been a minute because, well, we came to the conclusion that this is a detrimental segment to the video game collecting community. But you know what? Fuck it. This is the Rarity Report.
Rarity Report.
All right.
You gotta make that into a song, Will. Gotta make it to a song.
The Rarity Report. On this segment, we like to spotlight games that are something you may want to look out for in the future. If you can grab them, if you find them in the wild at a decent price, something you may want to grab because looks like it's trending up, and it's gonna be more expensive if something you want to chase in the future. So. Who wants to go first? All right, I'll go.
Okay. Well,
I'll just get it out of the way. Now, the game I brought along for the Rarity Report is Animal Well. Yes, and the only reason I brought this on the show is because there were scalpers fucking beating up fucking VGP. Scalper bots are beating up VGP for it. I have not played this game. It is sealed. This game was given to me from Sean. Thank you, Sean. He bought two of them because he's irresponsible with money and he doesn't keep track of his shit. And anything he gets extra, he sends to me. So he sent me this one. This is limited run games number 99. It looks like. There it is. There it is. 99. It's supposed to be a good game. I know nothing about it. I will not play it. I'm not going to open it.
Oh,
Why? Because at some point I do hope to flip it because since it was free, this shit's all profit. I did receive a criticism online today. Someone said, "Hey, aren't you that guy who complains and whines about fucking game values on a podcast?" Yes, I am, and I can't wait to flip this fucking son of a bitch and fulfill my filthy resellerness for this year. But anyway, yeah, there you go. There's my
It
you
was
would
on
open it if it was a
my
PS4
rarity
version.
report for the what's that?
I think you'd open it if it was the PS4 version. If that,
No,
if
I
they made a
wouldn't
PS4.
open
No, you wouldn't.
No,
Oh.
dude.
Yeah.
I think it was on PS Plus too. If you snagged it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, if it's on PS, I think I do have this on PS Plus because I snag everything that PS Plus offers. So
Yeah.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Pro tip: if you have Game Pass on Xbox, you don't have to open up your PS5 sealed games. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Game Pass is like unstoppable.
Anyway,
oh my god.
yeah, this is my entry for the Rarity Report. If you can find it cheap out there, if you happen to stumble upon it, probably you won't. But yeah, this thing's going up. It's almost twice. How much was this at release, James?
It was 34.39.
34.39. It's now going for $70. Although the Switch version is pricier. So, as for some reason, that's how that goes. But anyway, there you go. That's mine. All right, who's up next?
I'll go.
Mine.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I do mine. Reggie's like, I gotta go. All right, so I'm gonna go, and this is was because Reggie recommended this, and he was good. He was smart in telling me to do. I was gonna get it anyways, but he's smart. I'm gonna say the Lunar Remaster Collection on Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Because how people feel about Xbox is not gonna sell many copies, obviously. So it's gonna be one of those games that's gonna be hard to find later on. But also the thing about this copy is this is, if you look on the copies, it's an Xbox One version. So it plays the beginning of the Xbox One generation all the way up to Series X. So, you can play it back on those big VCR Xboxes with no issues, and then you can go all the way up to the Series X. So that makes it a lot more valuable, but this is definitely going to be one to get. The PS4 version is kind of hard to find, but I think this one is going to be the one to have if you're looking to maximize profitability on it.
Oh, 100%, man. I don't even think they're going to restock the Xbox version. Like, it's sold
Probably
out.
not.
I don't think they're going to do it.
Nope. Yeah, the feeling on Xbox right now is so down, but it's mainly because Microsoft is not really pushing the console anymore, obviously, because Game Pass is where everything's at. So you can play Game Pass on a Fire TV. You can play it on an LG TV. You can play it everywhere. So
Everything's an
their
Xbox.
main focus.
Everything's
an Xbox. Dude, I'm going to be waiting when I can play Game Pass on my Samsung smartwatch. Somebody get it done.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Reggie, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick.
Right when I'm about to show you my Rarity Report, see how Will treats me, guys? That's all I'm telling you. Well,
I'm here for you, Reggie.
I'm on my well, it's Popeye the Sailor Man. No, I'm just kidding. It's not Popeye. Real fast, Will. The game is Drainus for the Switch, and
I'm going to Drainus my penis.
Jesus, Will. But anyways, I picked Drainus because shoot 'em ups as physical, they tend to keep their value because they're very limited in releases. But not only does Drainus have a really good, cool release for it, this collector's edition, it's a really awesome game, and they did a fantastic job with the gameplay and adding story to it as well. Now I know story is not the main focus in a lot of shoot 'em up games, but story in this game is actually pretty cool if you pay attention. And CAG is the one to beat this game first, and he kind of told me dude, cannot wait, Reggie, for you to beat the game because you'll see how it New Game Plus evolves you into the story, which was pretty badass how everything came together at the end when you figure out the story. People just didn't really pay attention to this game, and it took a while for it to sell out from Strictly Limited. but I feel like this version, because the collector just comes with some cool stuff. It comes with this prequel book you can see here. It's just all around like a good collector's edition for the game. You can get the regular edition too, but I think the collector's edition is going to be the one that people are going to be looking for because all the extras it comes with, pretty amazing stuff. So I would say Drainus is going to be my game that's going to be like probably rare in the future. You know, it's already a little expensive now, but it will keep its value. It's not going to drop in price, especially being a shooter.
It's a great game, man. Like, it's definitely going to be valuable for sure, you know, and it'll probably at some point hit the Musha valuability like range, you know, because this is just an amazing shooter with an amazing story, and going into you don't know what's going on, but the culmination of the game, you're just like blown away, and I can't have nothing but great things to say about this game for sure.
Yeah, the whole system of like like your shield, like getting energy from the enemy's bullets and you using it against it. It's just the way it's done. It's just it's great. You know, it'll bring a lot of people into shooters. Like people will like this game that don't even play shooters. They could get into this. So definitely something awesome for people to check out. And Will, you missed it, man. I gave a good introduction to why this game is gonna be rare, and you missed out on it. So.
It's okay. I'll watch it on the YouTubes later.
It might get copyright claim. No, I was kidding.
All right, James, you're up to bat.
All right. So my rarity report this time is actually World Z Aftermath PS5. So this one obviously came out on PS4, but this the ESRB version on the PS5 is super rare. I think for a while it was going pretty cheap. You could probably get it cheap enough.
$20, $25.
Yeah, but now it's like non-existent. I mean, there's a couple on eBay, but they're over $100. Last one sold is like $150. I can't remember originally, and you might correct me, but I don't know if all the episodes are on this one.
So all the episodes that I know of, because the PS4 version, I have that version of it.
Right.
All the episodes up to the Russia episode, to where they're stuck when the ship crashed into like some kind of like Russian territory. That level was a downloadable level on the PS4 version, but it was free because it was a part of the game, but they added it on later because you know how they do disc. I'm wondering if that version has that level embedded on the disc. That's what I wonder.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I don't know if I'll open it, but I'm hoping.
No, I wouldn't open it, man, because that one. There's no need to open it, James. I mean, it's just.
It says, I mean, on the back includes all new Aftermath episodes and features all the content from the Game of the Year edition. So
it said that for the other one I have, but that you had to do an update to get that extra level on there. So I was just wondering.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody knows that has this open and pops it in, let us know if it has all the episodes.
There's a website for that.
If it drops in value, James, then you could probably open it, but I don't think that'll happen with that version.
Yeah, I'm thinking too. So, but yeah, World Z Aftermath. I don't think this will get reprinted. This is by Saber. It's a Paramount IP, so based off of a movie. So I don't think this is going to get reprinted anytime soon. So,
yeah.
You hope it won't get.
That's our game. That was Media Glitch's game for a while, man. We used to play that all the time.
It was.
They released DLC content for it yearly, like story DLC, which is kind of cool. The last one they did was Vegas, and they did Arizona too, where you're at. So yeah, man, they had that level added in there.
Note from Jedi Run: every time Will says when we buy it, we're gonna make money. Shit.
I will do it.
All right.
So, Will, I guess can we do a quick segment of would Will buy it? Or
oh yes, and look at this. I even made a fancy intro for it. So this is would Will buy it?
Okay, so this is the would Will buy it segment, and I'm not going to buy that.
There we go.
All right, guys. So the first game here, I thought that this would be the perfect game for Will to play. And Will, you make my screen bigger because I want to put it on the screen here.
My bad.
No problem. Just remind everybody real fast, this is when we'll buy it. Now, this game right here is called The Strain, and this is a game about a landlord who's trying to collect money on his tendons that are kind of weird. And when he wants the money, and he really wants to like charge the most he can, but he has a lot of weird tendons. And I feel like if Will was like a apartment landlord, he just probably want to kick all these people out because they're hella weird or whatever like that. So the game plays somewhat like a survival horror game, because going into people's apartments, there are some weird ass people, dude. And I can only imagine if this was like if I had this real job, I'd be terrified, because some people have like dungeons and all kind of weird stuff going on in their apartments and everything like that. So it's a very creepy game. It does come with part 1 and 2. I have not played part 2 yet, but I heard a lot of good things about it. But this is a survival horror in itself, because like, I mean, it's horror going into people's apartments, you know. So I know Will is a fan of survival horror, and I got to ask Will, would you buy it?
No, I do not.
Whoa.
Number one, you show is it a Switch game only?
Yes, Will.
All
But
right,
it's
so
also on
Strike
Game Pass
one.
too. I think it's on Game Pass as well.
No, I don't have Strike 2. And
All right.
they look like motherfucking pop figures and shit. So no, will not be.
I probably should have showed the second game. The second game looks more realistic. But all right, man. Well, we'll go to the next game. So Will, one of his favorite series on Netflix. He likes a lot of fighting movies, and his favorite trilogy.
The Last of Us? Oh no, never mind.
Last of Us. No, that was HBO Max, but yeah, nobody has that. But anyways, especially when you have Plex. Shout out to Plex and CAG. You know, CAG keeping us laced up with all the new movies and all that good stuff. But anyways,
man.
you got new subscribers today, which was good, pretty cool. But this next game here is Cobra Kai for the PS4 and Switch. So, but we know Will probably get the PS4 version. Now, this is a beat 'em up game that it went under people's radar just because of the generic case it had, like being made by not General Mill, but Game Mill. I always mix that up.
General Mills.
Yeah, I don't know why I always did that. But anyway,
Yeah, everything is the same thing.
But Game Mill did a great solid beat 'em up game here. I mean, you could interact with the environment, slam enemies into like all kinds of like tables and all kind of backgrounds. So it's really a lot of fun, and it follows the Cobra Kai storyline if you care about that. Now, I've been following the series ever since it came out. It just finally ended. You know, these kids were getting older, thankfully. I mean, the kids were getting older, so they couldn't really pull it off as much. You know, obviously, they're still in high school or something like that after 6 years. But a great beat 'em up to have. Unfortunately, it does not have online. Well, a lot of beat 'em ups don't have online because they're just too cheap to do it. But you can do share play, and I think this is a great game for Will. Oh, this is where I messed up an edit where I actually cut into my video of that. But anyways, Cobra Kai, Will, what would you buy it? Don't say you would buy that game that you just saw.
Dude, okay, I would buy that game I just saw, but I have held this game in my hand in GameStop on several occasions.
And put it back down.
And I put it back down.
But now, well, then you've seen gameplay. What about now?
Oh no, I've seen gameplay.
What do you think now? Would you get it now?
If it was cheap, if I can find it on the cheap, yeah, I would buy it. But
what is cheap for you though? I feel like it's like $5.
I would spend about $15 on that game.
Okay, that's it's under that, so it's definitely something you can pick up. So we'll count that as a Will would buy it.
Yeah,
I have one more.
Will would buy this.
I have one more. Hopefully, will pick this one up, but he might already have this one. But this is one of my favorite games on the PS4. I was happy when I got the physical. This game is called Icy. Now, Icy is a action platform. Well, not platform. Action beat 'em up game where you play as a AI that's going through a story mode in a game, and you're supposed to follow the narrator's plot. But the real thing about this game is it's not doing what the narrator tells you to do. You do what you want to do and create your own story. Now, you pull off a lot of cool combos. There's a lot of cool story bits, I would say, in it. But mainly what's going to hook people to this game is the action. And the game has a couple of different endings. But it really depends on how you want to play the game. If you want to follow the narrator's every instruction, the game might be pretty boring. But if you follow your own path, the game is probably freaking amazing. And I think Will would enjoy this game, but who knows? So hopefully Will is impressed. I can't tell with the glare in his glasses right now. That's okay. But Will, what do you think, man? Would you pick this one up?
Yeah, shit looks rad. I would buy that.
Hell yeah. I got to win, folks.
There you go.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. I got it.
What's the market price on that thing?
So it was a limited run release, but I don't think it was a super crazy one. So I think it might be around like $40, $50, something like that still. But maybe some people.
Oh no, Will won't buy it for $50.
Well, that's sealed, Will. So if somebody has an open copy, maybe. Well, let's hold on a second. Let me just make sure while they're showing gameplay here. I feel bad because I feel like I can't be.
Then everyone kicked in $1, so yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, fuck it. I'm putting it on the list.
It's going for white, kind of like what I said it was going for. But you could probably talk some people down. But yeah,
I'll go. Here's what I'm gonna go on eBay. And I'm gonna fucking hit like on every single one I see and wait till I get an offer.
Get an offer, yeah.
Or if somebody could drop a donation, like a little donation for Will, like $15, and then he can pay the rest. That Will do it for sure with that. So just keeping that out there. But I got to win with that one, so Will would buy it. So awesome.
Right. So yeah, let's run it.
Okay, so this is the Would Will Buy It segment, and I'm not going to buy that.
Pick another one where it says I will buy it. Fucking AI is the devil, but that game looks rad. And despite being AI, yeah. Well, all right, guys. Let's just keep this segment train rolling.
What the hell?
Yeah, let's do it. I love it.
Whoa, what the hell?
All right. Kag, on this segment, James is going to show us a series of commercials, right?
Yep.
A series of commercials, and we're gonna watch the commercial. You gotta pay attention, and he's gonna ask a question about the commercial, and I'm gonna keep score. Whoever gets the answer right gets a point. And
there you go.
So, ready when you are, James.
All right, I'm gonna give a little bit so the chat can play because it is a little delayed here, but here we go. First one up is
Man, this Tetris 2 is giving me a headache. And I don't even have a head.
all right. The question I pose to you, gentlemen, is what level were they on that?
5. 5. It was level 5. I paid attention.
Yes. It was 5. It was 5.
That's just so you know, that's a little shit you gotta keep looking at. My other answer was gonna be $40.
$40. All right. Will with a point. Next one up here is
Rated M for mature. Where is he?
Shinobi's back!
Sega!
all right. The question I pose to you, gentlemen, is what hit TV show was that guy part of?
Oh, wow.
Hero?
Squid Games.
Will got it.
Are you kidding me? I get it right?
Yeah.
It was Heroes?
Yeah. Yep, he got it.
I've only watched a few episodes.
That's right. He was like the never mind. Fuck.
Yep.
I thought I was gonna get this.
I think his name was Hero.
Hero. Yeah, his name was Hero.
It was Hero. Yeah, I want to say it's Hero. I mean, that show was a great too. And then obviously they had the writer strike, and then
it went horrible after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Making the Siler a good guy. Get out of here. Evil.
He went from being a sucker to like a bad, just straight up badass. Yeah. I remember him. Yeah. Save the cheerleader, save the world.
Right.
But they end up not even being like, yeah, dude. Like people, if you who are watching, don't watch Heroes, man. Just skip it.
All right. All right. Next one up here.
Let me tell you what bugs me about human endeavour. I've never been the human in question. Have you? Mankind went to the moon. I don't even know where Grimsby is. Forget Forget progress by proxy. Land on your own moon. It's no longer about what they can achieve out there in your behalf, but what we can experience up here in our own time. It's called mental wealth.
Wood.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
All right. What number was shown multiple times at the same number?
310. 310.
Oh,
You guys said it at the same time.
Yeah,
Because then it went 310, and then it went multiple times, and it went 3 with the PlayStation symbols after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it to
you guys said
Gag.
it.
Gag scores that one.
All right. Cat got it. Dark Star says terrible commercial. Yeah.
I was gonna say
yeah, like talking about weird, dude.
Scottish
I would have preferred her to play Ellie than the girl that's playing Ellie now.
You got an alien head.
Leave Ellie alone, man. Come on.
I'm gonna be a dad.
Oh my god, that was
dude. I watched that scene. I just started laughing, dude, because I was like, dude, they really trying to
the
be
worst
serious.
line ever. Dude. Listen, they leaned in all the way. They leaned in all the way. They just say, you know what? We already know we're gonna get crap about this, so just lean all the way in.
Hey, if Joel's coming back though. Joel's coming back next episode.
It's a fucking plant zombie? What? A fungus
No,
zombie?
it's probably a flashback.
It's a flashback.
Yeah,
It's a flashback. Yeah.
They paid them a lot of money, so they got to use them.
Yeah,
somewhere.
exactly. Yeah, we get more than 2 episodes from you. All right. Next episode or next commercial.
It's so real. I turn into a tiger, claws ripping flesh, or a gorilla, and no, Mr. Quigley, or a wolf. What do you think, Doc? Humans can turn into animals.
What are you looking at, nut boy? PlayStation.
That's fucking disturbing, dude.
They have some crazy commercials.
They do.
Oh my gosh.
We
Okay.
don't get those today.
No, at all. What kind of dog was that?
It was a pug.
Pug.
Both got it at the same time.
What?
All right, Will got it.
Oh man,
a split second before.
I was the first one to say it. It must be a lag or something.
Yeah, it must be.
I'm zero here, man. What the heck? Back in this.
The tiebreaker is who was the actor that played the human that turned from the pug into the human?
It's somebody from on The Sopranos. That's all.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. All right, Reggie, you are excluded from this next commercial.
I am.
Your whole team can see your upper thigh. Pour that smooth roast and aim that camera up high. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
All right, chat, Will, and Cag. How many times were those cups drank from?
Twice.
Oh shit. What? What? All the cups? How many sips were taken at each cup?
Yep. How many sips were taken in the whole commercial?
Reggie had 2. Dude had 1.
Oh, from everybody.
Yeah, total.
4?
Oh, I thought it was twice.
You got it. You got it, Will.
I got it. Holy shit!
Oh, wow. Good job.
Reggie took 2. Reggie took 2. The main dude took 1, and the other guy took he took 1 too.
Yeah, well,
Reggie in a Folgers commercial too.
Keep that promotion going on, man.
All right,
we gotta get Reggie in the Arizona commercial next.
All right,
I'm not messing with Arizona, but
Reggie, Reggie. When Reggie showed us this earlier this week, I was like, "You better this better not get us a fucking copyright claim." So,
no, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. I have it in one of my videos.
Copyright comes from Reggie. Oh, what the hell? All right, last one here.
Young Bobby Engels has a problem. He needs to earn the respect of his peers. So he gets Sega Genesis, the ultimate action system. And then he buys Mortal Kombat, the arcade edition, and the all-new Shinobi 3, and Marvel's X-Men. Now, things are pretty much okay.
I said chocolate chip. Say it. Say it.
Love those commercials.
That audio was way off on my thing here. Name the 3 video games they showed.
X-Men, Mortal Kombat, and Shinobi.
God damn, good fucking eyes.
He's a Sega guy.
I only saw Mortal Kombat. I was like, oh, that's gonna be the question, but I didn't identify the rest.
So Will, what's the score?
For me, 0 Reggie, 2 for Keg.
All right. Will is the winner of this episode.
Whoa, what the heck?
Good work, Will. Good work.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man. Awesome. I love it.
I did well. From Jedi Run, shout out to Retro Gaming Maniac. Great channel. He was the guy featured above Reggie in the Folgers commercial.
His buddy Josh.
I thought that might have been the question, by the way. Yeah, that would be good shit. Oh, good shit. All right. Keeping these segments rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. Oh yeah, this is backstage.
It's package time.
You like that, Keg? How's that for some?
That is
awesome.
All
right, who wants to go first? Who wants to show off their shit first? All right, Reggie's on deck. Let's and then we'll do that. There you go, Reggie.
Yeah, so I'm working on my Torque video finally, and I don't think I really showed anybody pickups from that, so I'm just showing you the stuff that I got a while ago.
Did you say Torque?
Yeah, the Torque show.
Okay, not Torque. Okay,
no. Oh gosh, man, so I'm throwing somebody off. All right, but this game I recommend if you have a PS2, everybody should own this game. It is freaking awesome. Great soundtrack, great extras, just great game overall. This is Airblade for the PS2. Now, Airblade, I originally bought this when I was living in Korea, and we had this store called the PX where we would buy our games from. So we always took a risk in what we bought because internet still at that time wasn't really a big thing. So, I kind of just looked at the game's cover and said, oh, let me try this out. What's cool about this game is that it has a story to it, and you have certain stuff you do, like certain events, like not events, but more objectives you do to kind of complete the level. And you can do tricks, and you have a timer to keep you on your toes while you're doing it. But the game is training you up until the last 2 levels. So you have to really get your skills up in this game to know how to do it, like grind, do tricks and stuff like that, because in the later levels, your character can actually die. And I tell you that because one of the levels I'm going to show you right here, you're on top of these buildings, and you see how he's grinding right there. Obviously, if you fall off, you see how high he is. It's a death, and it's a game over. So by the time you get to this level, hopefully you'll know all your skills or whatever like that. But it's a great game. It has a grunge rock soundtrack to it. So if you like grunge rock, you'll definitely like listening to the music here. Of course, it's got a little story mode that's pretty cool. 6 levels, so it's not crazy long, but it's a really good game, and I think a lot of people don't know about it. It's a hidden gem. And Airblade is one of those games that people should have on their PS2.
Dude, I would totally buy that shit.
So you didn't know about that?
Oh, I know. I knew the game. I've never seen the gameplay before. It looks very Tony Hawkish. Is it made by the same folks?
No, it's made by Criterion. No, not Criterion. I forgot who exactly was made by. It's Namco published it, but maybe Criterion did make it. But I have to go look at it again. But it's actually it had a prequel game on the Dreamcast called Trickster or something like that. And it plays the same, but this game is more evolved, dude. Like, they did a great job on it. Like, it has extras. It has all kind of cool stuff to kind of keep me playing the game. And
was that Activision that made that?
No, Activision didn't make this one. I think it was Criterion, but not Namco published it. I don't have it here with me right now, so I can't remember all of it. But it came out back in 2002. And it's an awesome game, guys. So don't pass up Airblade. That is my I like it so much. That's my second copy. So there's that. Next game here, if you like a little bit of survival horror, or if you like old school survival horror gameplay, I think it's something like
Jenna he'd kick in a buck every time I said I'd buy it. No, you don't have to. You don't have to, dude.
You don't have to, but do it anyway, Jenna. We appreciate it because we got to get Will to pick these games up because he'll pick up the game up, he'll look at it, and he'll put it back down. We're like, damn it. So we got to give him that extra push, to get those games. But anyways, the next game here plays like a old school survival horror game. And I should have put this on the Rarity Report because I think it'll become more sought after in the future, but who knows? But this is a Nuclear Dawn, Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn, excuse me. Oh, whoop, wrong one. Oops. There we go. Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn. It was the original name for the game is called Chase the Train. I guess that was a weird name, but it's kind of like you can tell they took inspiration from that Steven Seagal movie. What's it called? Under Siege Part 2.
Under Siege, yeah.
Yeah, but this game is actually really a lot of fun, and I'm surprised a lot of people don't know about it. But obviously, you can see the different camera angles, how you walk, and everything like that. You go up against enemy soldiers and things like that shoot back at you. You have a targeting system that works out pretty well. You pick up items, you solve puzzles, but it's really more action oriented. So think of more like Resident Evil 3 in a way.
It looks like a Resident Evil-ish. Gives me Resident Evil vibes.
Oh yeah, 100% it is. But it's just it's an action game. So no zombies coming at you, just other soldiers, and then thankfully no nemesis coming at you. But what really got me paying attention to this game is the intro. Now I didn't show the intro because it's a bit dark, but the intro is freaking awesome, dude. It gets you so pumped up, man. And I mean, it's one of those games that's like 2 discs because like the FMVs in it are long, so it had to be a 2-disc game. But the intro, you got to watch it. It's freaking it's good and it's hilarious at the same time because it's serious, but then it's not. It gets a little silly, but it's more serious than anything. But anyways, it's freaking awesome. So definitely keep your eye out for this one. Right now, it's like at the most, it's like a $20 game at the most. But I feel like the more people start knowing about this one, people start scooping it up because you don't get games like this made anymore. Where it plays like the survival horror-ish, but this is an action game. So Covert Ops, Nuclear Dawn, great voice acting, and I think Will might actually pick this up.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Siphon Filter.
Mm-hmm.
A lot easier.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting from it.
Yeah, Siphon Filter though has those headshots though. Oh my god! In part 2, everybody had a headshot on you. It was freaking terrifying. All right, so next game here. This is called Space Shot. I don't know what they added. The shooter part is just more with the series. They had like a budget series, the shooter series, a fighting series, but the game's called Space Shot. It is a pretty much a cheap shoot 'em up game that a lot of people don't know about, but it's actually a hidden gem. The game goes for around $10, and it plays like not like eye-hander, but just more like a traditional horizontal shooter. But there's a lot of action going on. You have a lot of cool moves you can use against your enemies. Nobody talks about this game. At least like yet, it's not really sought after yet because a lot of people don't know about it. But it's a really good game that you get for probably $5 to $10 on the PS1, and is a part of that budget series towards the end of the series of the system's life cycle. And I'm still looking for games from that series, but it's really cool to like get these games on the cheap because I think the most this was back in the day might have been $10, but it may have been like 15 or 20. I can't really remember. But if you like shooters, well.
Yeah, you flashed that the first time, and I was like, "Oh, I got that game." And no, I don't. I actually have what is this? Shooter Starfighter Sandwich.
That's the one that sucks, dude. That's the one like it's like a tactic. It's weird, dude. That's the one that you don't want to get. But if you do get it, I mean, this is the one you want to get, Will. Yeah, Will, you got the one that's bogus, man. Like that one sucks. Dude. I'm sorry, man. Like I remember I was trying to get this one. I thought it was that one, and I was mad when I played. I was like, "What the hell, dude?" So I had to go out and get this one again.
I'll keep it sealed then.
Yeah, keep it sealed, Will, and hopefully you'll hopefully you'll be able to find a copy of this one. I'm pretty sure you will, but yeah, make sure you add this to your collection, Will.
Fucking shit on my goddamn game.
Yes, yeah, I'm sorry, Will.
You need to fucking get a new case for that piece of shit, dude. It's all cracked.
Well, it wasn't cracked. It got squished because I fucked up. Anyways, so you guys heard a movie called Titan AE from back in the day? A big flop.
Oh yeah, Titan AE. Yeah.
Yeah, that game it flopped for a lot of reasons. I mean, I think the soundtrack was a big reason because the soundtrack of that movie was horrible. But the animation and story was somewhat good. But they were actually making a game for it, and the only way you could play the game is it was released as a demo disc, so you could play a little bit how the game was going to be on that demo disc, which I have. But when they scrapped that game because the movie did so poorly, I believe the company went to go make this game here, and this is Atlantis for the PS1. Now, what's funny about this is I still have not seen the movie, but what made me want to watch the movie is Michael J. Fox is like, I believe he's the main voice actor for the main character. So I hear a lot of good things about this movie and game. Well, not game, but the movie. But I just wanted to pick the game up just in case, you know, it might be something pretty solid. And the company who was making Titan AE, you know, they probably use a lot of their ideas for this game. So yeah, I think I'm right about the same developers, but you know, somebody in the comments may let me know later or now. But yeah, Atlantis for the PS1. I'm gonna ask Cag because I think Cag might have seen the movie. Cag, is it a good movie? Is it on Plex? First of all,
Which one?
Atlantis. Is this on Plex?
I don't think so. You saw the Atlantis is like the anime movie.
The Disney one.
Oh yeah, the Disney one's on there. Everything Disney's on there. Unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, this is a Disney version. And so that's what because I'm probably gonna watch it after the stream because now it's looking pretty. You know, I should probably watch the movie now while it's in my head. But yeah, there's that one. Next game here. I actually got a steel case for this one. I had this game for a while, but I got another version of it. This is a Crosscode. I implore everybody to own this game because if you like games like Legend of Zelda, and of course, like some turn-based RPGs like Chrono Trigger, I feel like this game is a must-have. Now, it was on sale for Amazon for quite a couple of years, actually, for $30, but now it's finally kind of like sold out. But definitely a good game that kind of remind you of old school Zelda and everything. But not only that, you know, you're shooting at enemies and just like there's a lot going on. And the sprite-based work, the pixelated graphics, just give you that nostalgia of the old school games we used to play on the other system. And the story gets pretty deep in this game. I don't want to say what actually happens, but it gets pretty crazy. And they did make some DLC for this game. I don't know if it's really worth getting. I'm going to look up some reviews of it. But this game in itself is worth having in your collection. And I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. And I know this is kind of cheating. And I'm sorry about this, guys. But do you guys think Will would buy it? You don't have to answer that, Will. We can say that for the next show. And my last item here, this is not, I had this for a while. I don't think I've shown it off, but you guys were showing fight sticks earlier. And I got this one cheap at the expo about a year ago. And this is a PS3 Street Fighter 4 Chun-Li fight stick, which was one of my favorite fight sticks from years ago. And I was able to get it again for a cheap price. I got this for $50. You know, that's pretty outstanding. Nice. The only caveat is that it's you can only use it on PS3 unless you have some kind of adapter. And I don't know how gimmicky the adapters get for older like fight sticks like this, but still, just as a novelty, it's cool to have this back in the collection. So I might put like some colored buttons in there or something like that, make them light up. But yeah, one of my favorite fight sticks of all time. So yeah,
it's a Mad Cats, right?
It is. So I might have to change that. When you see something Mad Cats, I think it's like immediate, like, hey, change the buttons out. You know, because the stock buttons they use.
No, well, the thing about Mad Cats is they were complete crap.
Them and Pelican, remember?
Yeah, that was the second player controller. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when they entered the fight stick game, they fucking stepped the shit the fuck up. And
they did.
If you look right here, I'm holding a pen right there. There's my PS3 Mad Cats controller, and yeah, I love it. I mean, I have no need for it now. It's just a shelf piece, but a whole it's a Street Fighter 4 as well, I believe. But yeah, Mad Cats is a shit. Oh, for sticks, pre don't fuck with their game pads, but no, their sticks are the shit.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like that during that time, Hori was the one I used to go to. I don't know if Hori is still like one of the top ones, but yeah, that's a fight stick for you. So and that's all my pickups, guys. So
sweet.
Yeah, who wants to go next?
Who's up? Who's on deck?
I'll go next. That's fine.
Oh shit, James is gonna show something. Usually James saves all this shit for his own own videos, but yeah, it's nice.
I'll show a couple. Obviously, I'm going for exclusive 360 set. So anything that didn't come on PS3, I'm collecting. And then first one up here is this one came on PS3, but in the PAL territory. It's kind of expensive actually. But we got it here at ESRB on Xbox, and that is World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. So Not for sure why we didn't get it here on PS3, but if you have this on PS3 and PAL, it's kind of an expensive game.
Okay.
So you got that one there. I haven't checked this one out. This is Carrier Command Gina mission, so I'm not for sure what that one is about as well.
Looks tactical.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like. Just Cause. I thought this came on PS3, but it didn't. So
sure?
These are great games.
Yeah, it came out. It came out on the I think the PS2, maybe the first one.
Yeah, so yeah, PS. Yeah, it was weird because Xbox did get a lot of PS2 games that are on PS2 to 360 that PS3 didn't get.
Mm-hmm.
Another puzzle, Fusion Frenzy 2. Great game here. Great. Xbox has some great puzzle games like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then last 360 game here. We got 2 on PS3, but this one didn't come on. This is Condemned. Criminal Origins, Sega, Monolith. Great action, survival horror game. So glad to add that to the collection. And then I'll show 2 PS5 games here. So first one, the Precinct limited edition. This is dope. This is like, man, like it's like true to life, like work as a cop. So you go in there. It's kind of like a top down version, kind of like a GTA back in the day, just a lot better graphics. But you do everything from the arrest to handing out tickets to. It's not like if I'm explaining it sounds like a simulator. It's not really like a simulator, but it's a little bit more to that. But it's pretty good. Definitely recommend checking this one out. Amazon for some reason has like a couple of these in stock. It's kind of sold out on Xbox. So you might want to kind of jump on this one sooner or later, just because it's kind of, I don't think they're going to be a big run for this one, but very, very fun game.
Yeah, we might talk about it on the Rarity Report in the future.
Exactly. And then this one, so going for a full PS5 world set. This is a Norwegian exclusive. It's based off a 1975 clay stop motion animation show called it's called like the Pinchcleaf Grand Prix. So only can get it in Norwegian. I had to get this one ordered in. But yeah, that's kind of a odd one there. I'm trying to think, what was I going to say about this one? I can't remember.
Chitty Bang Bang Kart Racing.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. Pretty much, yeah. Chitty Bang Bang, exactly. So this Norwegian exclusive, not here in the States. You can only get it out there. But yeah, based off a TV show. So and that is it for my pickups.
Right on.
Yeah.
Anybody get Doom Dark Ages?
Yeah, I got it.
I didn't buy a physical. I'm playing it on Game Pass.
I hate that I opened mine because I forgot to check Game Pass before I opened this damn game, and I was like, I should have just played it on Game Pass because otherwise it was sealed. So
Game Pass.
Gore ordered Chitty Bang Bang Kart Racing. Okay, anyway, sorry.
Game Pass, man, has everything. You got Doom, you got Oblivion, you got
Claire.
Song of the South, Claire Obsidian Expedition 33, which is definitely my game of the year. If you haven't played it, it is the best game, period. But I didn't buy any of those games physical because they're all in Game Pass. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna play them in Game Pass. And Claire Obsidian, I'll buy that physical because I like it so much, so I will end up going and buying that physical. But man, Game Pass is like no other. But I will I'll go next if you don't mind.
No.
All right, cool. So we're gonna start it off with the Doom the Dark Ages controller. So I picked that up for the Xbox.
That is like one of the best controllers out.
And I did open it, so you get to actually see the controller.
Very nice.
Really nice controller, really nice detail on it.
Yeah,
I was excited, then I realized you opened it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, see, the thing about my Xbox controllers, which I have over 150 Xbox controllers, I play with every single one of them.
Wow.
My most rarest one I have is the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner controller that came with the LeBron James shoes. Space Jam ones, came with the shoes. That's the rarest one I have, and I do have that, so I'm super happy to.
Did you wear the shoes?
I did not wear the shoes because
Okay.
I bought when I bought it, I just bought any size shoe, which I wear a size 13. I bought a size 9 just to get the controller.
Just to get the controller.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
I didn't even have the size. So I have a pair of size 9 ones in the box that I'll never be able to wear. So,
I have a certain thing for feet. Can I see those size 13 feet? No, I'm kidding.
You just put a toe up there.
oh man,
Are you wearing shoes, Gag?
Yeah.
No shoes right now.
Oh.
But going back to the controllers, I picked up a scuff controller for the PS5. I got the Reflex, and that's this one right here. Because this is a lot better than the official Sony controller, believe it or not. So the Pulse, the Sense, DualShock Sense, this one actually, the battery lasts a lot longer than DualShock Sense, which is ridiculous.
Damn, 150
so,
controllers, says Prince.
Yeah, it's a massive amount of controllers, and my favorite out of all of those would probably be the Forza Horizon controller. Forza Horizon controller is beautiful.
I like the color, yeah.
And actually, it's funny because I have it right here behind me, down on the controller shelf, still in the box.
Yeah, I like that one.
It's a beauty right there, man. This is one of my top
Did you get the what's the damn pirate game?
Yes, Sea of Thieves. I do have that controller.
Yeah, that was
unopened.
That one jumped up.
Yeah, that one right now is close to $300 or $400. One of the most expensive ones that I have is my Forza Horizon Elite controller. It's a Porsche controller, and that one is just like dumb crazy expensive.
Hey,
so I have that.
Does the Scuff controller have Hall effect sticks?
That's a good question. I am not entirely sure. That's a great question. I had to look in a book. I'm not sure if it does or not, but before the end of the show, I will let you guys know. I'm quite sure it will tell me here inside of this book. That is German. So where's English? But we'll get to that. Let's get the rest of these pickups here. All right. Next ones are going to be Neo Geo. I am really happy to have this one. This is for AES. It took me a while to get this. I pre-ordered it. They canceled my pre-order. Then I had to buy it from somebody else because they said they couldn't fulfill the pre-orders because they had too many. This is Vengeance Hunters for Neo Geo AES.
What?
And this, when I tell you, is I got to show you guys the game. So first of all, it's a snap lock, and it is like see-through. It's like a smoke snap lock case there. Cool. But the game, these guys went all out. And this is the sexiest looking Neo Geo game ever. See-through red, custom PCB with all of the characters on that PCB in the inside. And I mean, when I say they went out. And then also on the side, to update the game you need to, there's a micro SD card slot. Perfect there for updates if you need an update.
Good job.
So they nailed it. They nailed it. I can't say anything negative about this game other than they canceled my original pre-order. But
is it on any other systems?
It is all it's on all systems actually. A digital copy, no physical yet, but they just did a Kickstarter for a physical copy coming to PlayStation 5, Switch. So for physical. But you can play the digital copy. And when I tell you this game is dope, straight up beat 'em. I love this game. I have it on PlayStation, beat it, platinumed, and on Xbox. 100% achievement on that one. Moving on, one that eluded me for a long time, and I was finally able to get this in the collection. I'm really happy about that because it was pretty expensive to get it, but I was able to get it. This is Samurai Showdown 5 Special.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
So I was able to get that one in the collection. I'm super happy about that. That's how it looks in the inside. The little
Japanese
baggie.
Exclusive?
Yep. No, not a Japanese exclusive. Just the Japanese is cheaper.
Cheaper, yeah, cheaper, yeah.
Yeah, cheaper than.
You think they'll ever make an official perfect edition for Neo Geo?
They did make it perfect.
It has problems, though, I think, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. There's some issues with it, with the game itself.
Uh-huh.
Is that true? I was asking.
Hold on. Did I? There we go. Not clear. You say that again, Reggie?
Yeah, so Samurai Showdown Perfect, I think they were saying it got released on a cartridge, but it had some issues with it. So
yeah, they have a fixed version.
Okay.
So when you're collecting it, you can get the fixed version of it, which they did fix. I think it was like some type of character issue.
Yeah, because the game, even though it was like it's the better version, it wasn't totally complete. And so they had to fix some issues with it to make it like really, But okay.
But Samurai Showdown was one of those ones, especially like World Heroes. Remember, they had World Heroes Jet, and then World Heroes Perfect. So they kept,
Yeah, that's right. They want to keep it going.
Yep, different versions of it. And then also picked up the limited run edition of the SVC Chaos SNK versus Capcom that comes in the Snap Lock box. So
nice. Okay, good. And I like how your edition of it is white.
And it also has that reversible cover. So if you want to, you can once you open it.
Oh, let me check.
You can do this cover, or you can do that cover. So it is reversible if you want to. And the cool thing, it comes with like a little replica AES cart in the inside right there. Pretty dope.
Cool.
Dope that they did that. So that's like the Neo. Let's put this back in here. I don't want this to get messed up.
Yeah, I just saw the Vengeance Hearts. It's on Kickstarter. They got 14 days left.
Yep.
So
yep, and definitely worth investing in that, picking that up because the game is dope, man. Definitely a great game. All right.
Yep.
So
I got a reverse cover too.
And then lastly, I'll go through these pretty quick. Obviously, most people probably picked this up, but I double dipped the new Fatal Fury City of Wolves. Got it on PS5 and on Xbox Series X.
Oh, I still need that.
Got both of those. These are games on my backlog I'm trying to beat right here. The first Berserker. Still haven't even played it yet, but trying to beat that. Split Fiction. Only reason I haven't played it because I don't have anybody to play it with. So once I find somebody to play it with, I'll play that. And then I also picked up Alan Wake 2, the deluxe edition. Got it on a pretty good price.
Nice.
For the physical. And lastly, Monster Hunter Wilds. I picked it up. The only reason I picked up the physical because it came with a really nice steelbook.
Yeah.
But that's it. Those are all of my pickups. I did have a vinyl over here, but since I'm not collecting vinyl, I'm just going to leave that over there. I'm not even going to share it. I got rid of all my vinyl already.
You're not collecting vinyl. When I was doing my homework, I saw you share a vinyl with another podcast you did.
Yep, I was collecting vinyl, and it was really just video game vinyl. But once again, I have a very impulsive mentality, and I went too deep. So I ended up amassing over 800 video game soundtrack vinyls.
Oh,
and I would never play them, I would play some of them, but I would never really listen to that many. So I ended up getting rid of all of them except for a handful of them. I guess I'll show you the one that I kept. This one here, I really, really like. I'm a huge Batman fan, so if you don't know, Batman is it. So I got this Batman 1989. Beautiful vinyl, and in the inside of this here, it has the 1989 graphic novel right there.
Nice.
Very cool.
And then the vinyl itself is really, really nice itself. So it's the full soundtrack from the movie, but look at that artwork in the inside.
You got Bat Dance on there, right?
Beautiful. This let's see, Bat Dance is.
I mean, wasn't the whole soundtrack done by Prince?
No, yeah, it is Prince, and yes. No, Bat Dance is not on her. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you ever finish that Batman movie on YouTube I showed you about a little over a year ago or a couple years ago?
I did not.
It's like one of the best Batman movies ever, folks. Like,
holy shit.
That vinyl is beautiful.
Colored vinyl, that is right.
Yeah, that's sick. That was my first CD ever.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Like soundtrack.
So I'll definitely keep that one in the collection. But most of my vinyl I've gotten rid of. I only have one left, which is on its way, and I bought it when it was coming out, which is the Castlevania Complete Collection. It is $500 when it came out. It's over 50 vinyls in this one. It's still coming because I prepaid for it. But once I get it out, I end up dumping it anyways because I went too deep, man. I'm over maybe a year. I amassed over 800 vinyls, man. So
wow,
it got bad.
I saved this for my co-host Sean, but I'm gonna post it here for you, Keg. This is you're financially irresponsible.
Yes, it's you know what. My big issue is my wife is an enabler. She'll tell me, and I go to her, and when I'm so honest with you, she'll say, "You work hard, you take care of the family, and everything. Get what you want." That's what she says every time.
She's not wrong, dude.
So instead of saying, "Hey, why don't we sleep on it? Let's think about it." If you don't, if you're questioning yourself, but no, she's like,
so buy it.
You deserve it. Just get it. So I go pretty deep, pretty fast.
You know, Keg, next time, don't ask her. Just message me. I'll let you know.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. I only have 3 items, so because I'm slowing down. As seen on the what the hell? I picked up Shinobi this week. Shinobi.
Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me,
sir.
No, I'm not kidding you. Yeah, it was a fucking wacky coincidence. So yeah, there's Shinobi. Oh, look at that. Complete in. I don't know which hands I'm like I'm moving my right hand. There we go. But anyway, there's Shinobi. I picked that up. Also, I picked up Capcom Fighting Collection 2. This is I got this week. Complete with the little mini comic.
Nice. The game sold out.
Yeah, I did talk shit on GameStop earlier, but I got this at my local GameStop. I called them up. I was like, "Do you guys got this?" I'm like, "Yeah, we got that." And I was like, "Well, hold on to it for me. I'm coming." I did peel the sticker off of the plastic, and I put it right there. So there's that. I've been playing this. This is actually what I've been playing all day. Well, I played this and some Call of Duty today. And but yeah, there's the comic.
Very nice.
And for my final pickup, I got some socks. So these came in the mail today.
That value pack. Can't go wrong with it.
Hell yeah. I whined at my girlfriend. I was like, I hate these socks. I hate the socks I have. These are all terrible socks. And she bought me some socks. So yeah, there's just my pickup. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's my package time for the week. All right. That goes there, and that goes there. And we have
Goras, how is Power Stone on it?
I haven't gotten Power Stone. I played
I played it. Guys, Power Stone Part 2 is like lit on that collection. Like I was having like a bunch of online matches with people. I kept losing, unfortunately, but I was having a great time because if you could play the story mode and have the online like still ready to go, and people will like join you, and you'll go into an online match right away. And all the characters are unlocked from the beginning, so you don't have to worry about that. It's a great time.
And
so far, all I've played was Capcom versus SNK Pro, and then Capcom versus SNK 2. And that's all I've played because I've been fucking running around like a dickhead all day.
Well,
but those are the only games I've played so far.
Quick question, Capcom versus SNK 2. I played that on the collection to beat the game, but I didn't get to fight Regal or Akuma. Like, how do you fight them in the game? Because I was like, what the hell? Where's the boss at?
So you have to do certain things to get to them. So there is a trophy or an achievement to play. What does it say? It's like new character, not new character. What is it called? But you have to do certain things to get them. So like in the original, in Capcom versus Marvel, there was like you had to do certain things to play Metal Akuma, which was like not get hit in in any round or not get hit first in any round and do
Or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, something like that
wondering.
to get them to pop up. Yeah. I haven't looked into what it is to get him to pop up, but I will soon though.
Okay.
All right. One last we got one last segment here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is video game shit posting. Headphone warning, Keg. All right, so let's get into it. I got a couple of memes. I think you guys might like them. Let's open it up with the right way meme. In game, real life, HD remaster.
What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. What the hell? I got this off the Heck and Steve. I got this off the Heck and Steve Discord. So I don't know. Anyway, what we got next here? GTA 6. Watch out, Lucia.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
This one's for smuggle some baby oil in there.
Right.
This one's for Reggie because Reggie is a big AI. He loves AI. Sarah Connor watching you use AI for everything.
I had to go with some crazy AI, man. Like no joke.
Oh man.
This one comes to us from the Hunter Houston ESG podcast. We were on there last week, or was it this week?
Like 2 weeks ago. It might have been last week. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was early last week, but yeah. Give your mother what she really wants for Mother's Day. Yeah, just give her a bunch of PlayStation.
Yeah, there you go. Happy Mother's Day.
What's this? When you get hit by lightning, you can bolt on Mario Kart. Yeah, that's a little fucked up. But this was just a visual. There's Kirby eating pussy. I guess I don't know. What's this? Subaru Malibu. This video game is fun because it lets you manage a business, deal with staff, and keep customers happy. Bitch, I do that shit at work. Get the fuck out of here. Here's some original content. My algorithm is so broken. Hongi inflatable. That's some sort of Pokemon. I don't know. You can find it at GameStop. This is actually. No, we're gonna skip that one. She's gonna be.
Oh my god!
That's crazy.
Wow.
This one's titled "Mega Man No." Don't do it, Mega Man.
Don't do it. Looking around.
Intrusive thoughts, man.
What's this? Everyone got a mic except Right Way, because fuck that guy.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. We got Eve. There's her panties. There's Bayonetta. What's the gal from Bayonetta? But anyway, there's the last gal from Xbox. What's this?
Oh.
Ladies, if you go to a man's house and the only games he has are Call of Duty and 2K, don't sleep with him. You deserve someone who plays open world RPGs. I thought that was funny. Fuck you guys. What's this? The consoles I owned growing up, according to my mom: Nintendo, and Nintendo.
100% facts.
Mel Gibson.
Let's see. Instead of playing post-apocalyptic RPGs, live in Russia. I don't know. Wow, I have way too much money. Damn it. What am I going to do with all this money? This is literally falling out of my pockets. Won't someone help take money out of my pockets? Nintendo. So anyway, yeah, I imagine that's our target audience.
For sure.
This is kind of video game related. All right, babe. I'm in the pad aisle. What size pussy you wear?
I was definitely going to have children.
These aren't good memes. What's this? Well, the vault is opening and drop 4
What?
is here from Limited Run Games. Well, that's a new way to say reprint. And here's the last one. Yeah, that's on Xbox. There's on Sony, and there it is on fucking the Switch too.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, poor Switch too. But yeah, that's it. This is that's been video game shit posting. All right. But anyway, yeah, I think that that's pretty much concludes the program for this evening. I would like to extend a special thank you to CAG King. Damn it, where is it? Arakon. I'll keep wanting to say Aragon, but it's Arakon. Yeah, CAG. Where can they find you? Where plug yourself. Where?
All right, man. So you're gonna have an exclusive today, which I was waiting for this podcast to actually announce, on which Rezi told me that I was going to be coming on. So this is going to be exclusive. So you can find my gaming stuff over on King Arakon Gaming or just KAG. But King Arakon Gaming will definitely pull it up. But I'm creating a new channel, and it's the first anybody has ever heard of it. It's going to be called CAG's World. And basically it's a vlog channel. It's all about me getting to learn who I am outside of gaming, because I'm just not a gamer. I'm a father. I'm a car collector. I do many, many things outside of gaming, and I want to introduce you guys and everybody into who I am outside of just video games. So that channel is coming this year. It's already live. There's nothing there, but it is coming, and it's going to be a lot of great, cool content, vlogs of me, everyday things when I'm traveling for work, when I'm out, about shopping, doing car stuff on the weekends and everything. So I look forward to that coming also.
Right on.
Very
you say
cool.
car collector, not card?
Car. Yeah. CAR, car. Yeah. Car
How many
collector,
cars
absolutely.
you got?
Now 9. I have a total of 9. I just bought a new one, my everyday. So unfortunately, my wife wrecked my Challenger. That was my daily. Was a Challenger. She slid on some black ice and hit a utility pole. So just got a Durango RT. So I love this truck. Pretty awesome. That's my daily, but it got quite a few. You'll be able to see them on the channel, and I see some upgrades and mods and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
I hope she's okay. Instagram.
She is okay. Yep. Instagram is also King Arakon or King Arakon Gaming, or just King Arakon. That's like my personal one. On Twitter, it's King Arakon also on Twitter. So yeah, check me out. Everything is King Arakon for the most part.
I followed you on Instagram, and you haven't followed back, and I've been holding a grudge ever since. So
I will follow back right now. I am rarely on Instagram, man, just because Instagram is like a black hole that you just never get out of. So
yeah. Really, you think so? But anyway, you can find Reggie on Reggie.
Oh, the Radical One. YouTube, Instagram, X. What else am I on? I'm on something, but just type in the Radical One. You should be able to find me on any platform.
And OnlyFans?
Not yet. If anybody wants to donate
on the way,
I'll do it, man. Like, no problem.
Coming soon. OnlyFans from Reggie.
Or something.
Could you imagine fucking video game collectors on OnlyFans? No,
just to have one. Like if somebody found you had one, you don't have to have any content on there, but like how crazy it would be how they would react to it.
All you got to do, Reggie, this is what you do: create your OnlyFans and unbox your games with your feet. That's all you got to do. You'll make $100,000 in a month. Radical Reggie feet unboxing.
Yeah, I started making money doing that stuff, man. There's no turning back.
You gotta keep that one long toenail. Cut the cellophane toenail.
Exactly. Keep it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're rocking size 13s, man. Shit, you should get that shit going.
Like a big player come out and start like unboxing the game.
it's crazy the fetishes people have, man.
Yeah.
And what they're willing to pay for them. It is absolutely insane.
Yep.
New kink unlocked. Check out the comments or the description. Discord. We're pushing the Discord. We're pushing it hard. So check out the description. We have a new Discord. And trying to get it in there. Fucking, I'm just throwing shit in there. Fucking daily. So go check that out. Sticker Mule. Go if you want a shirt. Check it out.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, the crossed AK-47 and syringe full of heroin. Yeah, there we go. Get that on Sticker Mule. Shit, because I wear it just to spook the squares in the aisles at the grocery store. It's a lot of fun. So and you can find me. Will ain't dead on most shit. Otherwise, PS3 ain't dead, PS2 ain't dead, PS4 ain't dead, etc. on Facebook. James, anything you want to plug?
LL Smooth J on Twitter, X, PlayStation Ain't Dead on Instagram, and then same groups on Facebook. PS2 Ain't Dead, 3, 4, 5, PSP, PSV Ain't Dead, all that stuff. So,
all right. Well, so for me, James, Reggie, and I'm going to speak on your behalf as well. CAG, thank you for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. We will see you guys next week. What was that?
PlayStation ain't dead.